Do you have it?
That's correct.
Now, you'll see there are a series of Gotle Foundation statements, bank statements that are included in the exhibit bundle. These figures have been extracted from the actual bank statements of Gotle Foundation. Can you remind the Commission who Gotle Foundation are?
There's no Gotle Foundation. There's Brown Gotle Foundation.
Gotle Specialist.
Oh, Gotle Specialist is the company owned by my fiancée. She's the sole director in that company.
So it's her company, not yours?
No, it's not my company. I do not have shares. I'm not a director. I do not have any direct beneficiation from that company.
If we look at these money flows, we see that on the 10th of August 2023, there was an FNB payment from S. And the contra account holder is Tasmika Construction. We go over to the right. And the amount was 100,000. In fact, there were two amounts of 100,000 on the same day, the 10th of August 2023. We can just keep scrolling so that we see Tasmika Construction. Can we scroll further to the right? So the payer is Tasmika Construction. Do you know whose company Tasmika Construction is?
Yes, I know. I know what who's the owner. Suleiman Karim.
Suleiman Karim.
That's correct.
So we see on the 10th of August, there were two payments of 100,000 each from Tasmika Construction, Suleiman Karim's company, into Gotle Specialists, your fiance's company.
That's correct. That's correct.
And then if we go down to one row, we see that on the same day, there was a payment of 150,000 from Gotle Specialists.
That's correct.
To Tau Matsamela.
That's correct.
Is this the funding for that interdict application?
I believe that's the one. That's correct.
So a couple of questions. Why was it channeled through Gotle Specialists?
I believe that time, this Brown Horse Foundation did not have the bank account had some problem. But in addition, my fiancée, she's also director of Brown Horse Foundation. So there was nothing wrong that they could pay was a certain amount. And it's very much important that it be noted that my fiancé and Suleiman Karim, I thought you would have obtained statement from 2010, maybe 15, 16. They've had a relationship of business subcontracting, all those things. I'm not part of that. I'm not even in the position to answer for that. And there was nothing wrong that the money could go through the hotel. Since one of the directors of Brown Horse Foundation is the owner of hotel.
So Tasmika Construction funded this litigation with those two payments of 100,000 into Gotle Specialists, which is your fiance's company.
No, I cannot say 200,000. They requested funding, and then, like I say, they have history. There are other transactions which were not related to that. The amount paid to the lawyers, as is reflecting, that's the amount that has been paid. I cannot say he funded for 200,000 or 200, separate 100,000 rand.
If we, so you're saying 150,000 was funded from Tasmika Construction?
It was paid. I'm talking on what I see, was paid to the lawyers. That's correct.
For this case?
For this case.
And then if we go down, we see that there were two further payments of 50,000 each on the 19th of September. That's just before the hearing.
That's correct.
And they come with the reference from S. Is that from Suleiman Karim as well?
That's correct. That's correct.
And those two payments seem to fund a 70,000 payment to Tau Matsamela from Khotle on the same day.
You see, on the part of funding and how much was paid to the lawyers and stuff, I believe it will be very much fair and appropriate for the commission to direct either its communication to the director of Khotle, because I cannot speak on their behalf. And I went through this, I saw a lot of bank statements. I can honestly confirm now to the commission that I will not be in a position to talk on behalf of these finances. Perhaps the commission, if find it more important, could inform Khotle and get their auditors to bring the books and stuff like that.
Are you suggesting that you have no control over Khotle at all?
I'm not suggesting it's a fact. I don't have any beneficiation from Khotle.
Do you get paid money by Khotle?
I don't get paid money by Khotle. This is my fiance. You can go through, if you check the statement, you'll always see some references, brown. It may be an error on a what do you call a bank app, but the bank accounts where the money goes does not come to me. It's not my bank account. Yes, except for maybe 2,000 rand petrol when I do our personal things with her. But I do not control Khotle. I'm not the director of Khotle. I don't benefit from Khotle. And the Brown Woods Foundation, I don't benefit from it. I'm not the director.
Mr. Mokgotsi, we've extracted the payments to Brown coming out of Khotle.
Correct.
There's an amount in excess of 3 million rands in transactions that say payments to Brown.
That's correct.
How do you account for that?
I cannot account for that, commissioners. The moment you see, you can check even on Tasmika, or what is this? Tasmika plant. You'll see they are having references. That's page 5. Tasmika and page 6. You see, from there, from the 25, it's loan. You know, I don't know these references, but factually, there's no way this man can, or whoever can borrow without any way that person is paying back. It's because on the app, cell phone app, banking app, you'll always have a reference, and when you pay, it always say brown. But those monies do not come. There's no, except for maybe e-wallets or something, 1,000. There's no any amount more than 3,000 rand that ever came. And I can even challenge and request the commission to do any investigation. Go to Khotle, get 205, get the statements and their financials. There's no
We
bank
will
account.
get the contras.
Thank you.
And for present purposes, I want to put to you that there are cumulative amounts in excess of 3 million rands that go out of Khotle with a transaction reference payment to Brown.
Now that can be checked. Check their books. And on their books, we will see the bank account. I guarantee you, there's no bank account where this money came that is mine. And even if probably there are third-party payments, probably let's say it's third-party payments for me, the financials from those auditors and them, or if she's subpoenaed, you will get the truth. I'm not having any power over that. And then didn't call the businessman. I have a business separately from Khotle. And this came as a result of after I lost my wife. I kept what is mine separately from this. And it is, I can assure you, it's an error. It is an error on the app where a person, when sending money every time, in that reference still written brown. Just I was checking after you gave fortunately, and thank you, Commissioner, for giving us opportunity to go this. Even this, I even called her. Did you make so many loans from this guy? He said, no, I've got invoices. I've been working with this guy. But look at the references: loan. It's not. There are no bank accounts to this.
The references that say loan may well be incorrectly described, but they're not loans. Loans that you give. There are monies advanced from Ziggy Investments, which is another one of Mr. Karim's companies, to
That's
Hotle.
correct. But,
so you wouldn't know whether whether Ziggy is lending that money or not.
I will not know. But logically, how can like you can check on page 5? There is SSSSS, then there is PMT, then SS, then is loan. You can see this person kept is an error on the app. He just kept that reference SSSS.
Yes, but the reference stays with the account, with the account number. So the reference is linked to the account number to which the money is paid.
Probably, I'm not sure.
So the reference that says payment to Brown is linked to the account number to which the payment to Brown is made.
Thank you. Then commissioners, let me request that the investigation should be done. We get the books from Hotle, the auditors, and those bank accounts. And I'm exceeding. You see, I said, except for maybe 1,000, 2,000 for the e-wallets or petrol, because I do live there.
You've done this exercise. Which payments from Hotle that say payment to Brown do you say are payments to Brown?
I did not. Yes, there is the one. Page 81. September 21. Sent 07298497779. 1,000 rand. 1.1. Those transactions of e-wallets, because even my bank account is not linked to Hotle.
Yes, but that doesn't say payment to Brown.
As I'm saying, those that are mine, they'll be in that fashion.
So when I look on the 18th and it says payment to Brown, 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 you're disputing that those are payments to you.
I can assure you those payments did not come to me.
We'll get the contras and we will put them before the Commission.
Thank you, Commissioners.
If we just recapping in relation to the 2023 contract, we have a losing bidder that is the same entity that is part of Mr. Matlala and Mr. Mamela's consortium.
On which one?
The 2023 contract that the Brown,
one of the bidders,
the Brown Mokgotsi Foundation interdicted.
Oh, one of the bidders.
One of the bidders, indeed.
All right.
We have payment from Suleiman Karim for the application.
That's correct.
We have Suleiman Karim being an investor in Mr. Matlala's Medicare 24 contract.
That's correct.
We have Mr. Mamela being interested in Mr. Matlala's Medicare 24 contract.
According to what is presented to the Commission, that's why I say
we have a succession of chats between Mr. Matlala and Mr. Mamela accounting for every, well, keeping Mr. Mamela posted on payments from SAPS.
But Commissioners, between Mamela and Matlala, we need to agree they are not at my disposal. So I don't know if I must say correct. I must agree to that. I believe that you have cell phone chats which were not presented to me. And even if they were presented, I have nothing to do with to do with Matlala and Maid.
Coming back to the sequence, we have Matlala assisting with the 2023 application.
Is the idea. That's correct.
You say it's not financial, it's just strategic advice.
Yeah.
Can I take you to a point, and we have these 200,000 rands from Tasmika Construction on the 10th of August, from which 150,000 goes to the Brown Mokotsi.
All right, we're going to just break away from the Madlanga Commission for now, but of course we'll get right back. For now, let's get the 3:30 news headlines.
Thank you, Ashraf. On the news headlines, 4 municipalities have been fined hundreds of millions of rands for non-compliance with environmental laws in Mpumalanga. The South African Red Cross Society says it is responding to severe flooding in Heilbron in the Free State. More than 200 houses have been damaged and 5 completely destroyed. And China has imposed a ban on all imports of Japanese seafood amid an escalating diplomatic dispute between Asia's 2 biggest economies. A full update follows at the top of the hour.
Stay at the fleet, guiding you through the rush hour traffic.
Good afternoon. Starting off in Gauteng, rain across parts of Pretoria, so please reduce your speeds and drive with care in the affected areas. And the N3 northbound slow moving on the link to the N12 east at Kiluli's interchange. In KZN, the N3 westbound, a stationary truck at Key Ridge, that's causing some serious delays. In Cape Town, the N2 in George is slow moving at Kaiman's Pass due to an earlier truck fire incident, and the N1 outbound slow moving on Plattekloof Hill. With your traffic update, I'm Irma G.
This is SAFM Sports with Doming Kapele.
Starting off with football this hour in the world of sports, Moses Mabhida have been confirmed as the stadium to host this year's Carling Black Label Cup final between Orlando Pirates and Marumo Gallants on the 13th of December. Then the winners of the Carling Knockout final will face the Carling All-Star 11. Meanwhile, the Confederation of African Football have fined Orlando Pirates 430,000 rands. This is after complaints lodged by FC Lupopo over incidents at their preliminary round match at Orlando Stadium. 343,000 was imposed on Pirates for the use of chemical products in FC Lupopo's locker room area, and over 85,000 rands for failing to give the visiting team accreditation. Meanwhile, Pirates complained of the DRC side fielding ineligible players and having coach Guy Bukasa on the touchline were dismissed. Staying with football, the Premier Soccer League has acknowledged progress in the plans to introduce video assistant referee technology in South African football, but it has indicated that key information is still outstanding before the league can fully participate in the discussion.
Because the minister on the 4th of September issued a statement which was good news. We want to make sure that we follow up on that statement, so it really help to respond to questions in this parliament. There's a clarity of information because of the chronological processes that were followed in making sure that it's a reality. But more importantly, what makes us to be a bit uncomfortable with the chairperson, our funding model is very sensitive. Right now, we are funded by broadcast rights, which are now being owned by a new company. We still have to understand how they own it. Whether the funding is going to be there or not going to the future, we are not sure. But more importantly, incidental expenses that go with the VAR. What are those incidental expenses We are not sure at this point in time.
Well, that is the PSL chairman, Dr. Irvin Khoza. Then some good news for DR Congo regarding the World Cup 2026 playoff set for March. Because of their FIFA ranking, they will skip the semi-final round and go straight to the final. Congo will be seeded for these playoffs alongside Iraq. So Jamaica, Suriname, and Bolivia and New Caledonia will have to battle through an extra round, and the FIFA playoffs draw is tomorrow. In terms of rugby, Blitzbach forward David Britt says that the team is determined to improve after their disappointing performance at last season's Dubai Sevens, where they finished sixth and saw their long-standing winning streak at the tournament come to an end. Britt was speaking from the Stellenbosch Academy of Sport, where the Springbok Sevens squad was assembled for their final training block ahead of the Emirates Dubai Sevens on the 29th to the 30th of November. And he says that the goal this year is simple. It's just to lift the cup in Dubai.
Yeah, I think what we're looking forward to doing is to go and rectify last year. I know Dubai is a tournament in the past that the Blitzboks have always done well in, and last year we got stuck. I think this year we just want to rectify that and go and lift the cup.
In terms of tennis, Roger Federer will be honored by being included or inducted rather into the International Tennis Hall of Fame in August next year. Federer is the first male to win 20 Grand Slams, clinching 103 career titles before retiring in 2002. He held the world number one ranking for a record 237 weeks straight between 2004 and 2008, and the Swiss legend was elected to the International Tennis Hall of Fame in his very first year of eligibility. Finally, in basketball, LeBron James became the first player to take part in 23 consecutive NBA seasons when he stepped onto the court for the Los Angeles Lakers yesterday. The 40-year-old contributed 11 points, 12 assists, and 3 rebounds in 30 minutes of a 140-126 home over the Utah Jazz. Now, James overtook Vince Carter's mark of having played in 22 successive NBA seasons, while his 2 3-pointers also moved him above Reggie Miller into sixth in the NBA's all-time list of the most 3-pointers made. On that note, it is a wrap from my side for now. I will have more on other sports in the next hour.
Whether it is a CCMA referral, problems with a mechanic, unfair blacklisting, or an uncontested divorce, Clientele Legal offers professional legal services to all South Africans. Our plans are affordable, and you receive up to 745,000 Rand worth of legal services per year. We cover civil, criminal, and labor-related matters. Our nationwide legal teams are standing by to support you 24 hours a day. Plus, all plans include a 5,000 Rand bail benefit. Join today. SMS SAFM to 32195. That's SAFM to 32195. Clientele General is an authorized FSP and licensed non-life insurer. T's and C's online. Standard rates apply.
Reigning champions, the Reds, believe a win at Anfield always brings great euphoria to their fanatics.
Can he find a cross? He stands to Ekatike, and Kirkes has given Liverpool a lifeline. His first Liverpool goal, and it could be vital just before the break.
While the Trick-or-Treats are searching for a top-of-the-range strategy to defeat the Reds.
Driven in by Nico Williams. Well, it may have taken Liverpool 95 minutes to break Burnley down.
This is the Premier League. Witness the thrilling contest between Liverpool FC versus Nottingham Forest on Saturday, 22 November at 4:30 p.m. Live on SABC Plus and SABC3. Proudly brought to you by SABC Sport. For the love of the game.
The 19th Annual Chief Albert Luthuli Memorial Lecture will be delivered by the Director General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, on Thursday, the 20th of November 2025, from 4 to 7 p.m. at the MH Yusuf Hall, Westville Campus, University of KwaZulu-Natal. The theme for this year's lecture will be Reflecting on the Work of the World Trade Organization and its Global Impact. This will be a hybrid event streamed live on the University of KwaZulu-Natal's YouTube platform, as well as the Luthuli Museum Facebook page and YouTube channel. Tune in to the National Pulse with Ashraf Garda, coming to you live from the lecture. The annual Luthuli Museum Lecture is a partnership event between the Luthuli Museum, Luthuli Foundation, Department of Sport, Arts and Culture, and the University of KwaZulu-Natal. For more information, contact Zinhle Nyembe on 032 559 6824 or email profficer@luthulimuseum.org.za or Pam Adams on adamsp@ukzn.ac.za. Visit www.luthulimuseum.org.za. The National Pulse with Ashraf Garda. Weekdays, 3 to 6 p.m.
Well, talking to you as part of the G20, there's the G20 Social Summit that's taking place now, all in the build up to a significant week and a significant weekend, certainly in South Africa, that has an impact on the globe as well. We'll, by the way, chat about children and the Children 20 and their plans, and that comes up shortly. But for now, let's cross right back to the Madlanga Commission.
On page 18, you say you heard from the whistleblower on the 13th of September, which couldn't be true because this all happened before the 10th of August.
Commissioners, I'm still repeating this. How the lawyer put this thing, he was making sense to the court that time. Because I remember now, the appointment letter for that tender was not out, but information was valid that so-and-so has been appointed.
Mr. Matala, I stand by my submission that you're lying in relation to what happened then. You lied under oath then. But I want to put a broader proposition to you, which is your role as an agent essentially makes you a professional liar. You lie as your job. What's your answer to that?
That's not correct, Your Worship. Even that's not correct, commissioners. Even when I spoke about the legend building and stuff, there's rules. You cannot just stand up and lie. This was a pure community project, and I did not lie. That's why they say they came aware of the timber. There was no way the lawyer could say in the affidavit, we got we had a whistleblower, and therefore the appointment date came late. That's how the lawyer would put his thing to court. So I am not, I will not just lie because, and I did not lie under oath. It was based on the circumstances that the appointment letter was not present, was not available at the time.
Are you suggesting that you didn't lie to Mr. Matlala?
That was now is a different case.
But I go back to what I put to you earlier, that your job as an agent requires you to lie for a profession, as a profession.
I may not have a comprehension about lying as a profession. As an agent, you cannot, there are rules. You cannot just lie if you are not in any mission.
And is it a rule of being an agent that you can't lie under oath?
And any matter that is conducted under oath, no one is allowed to lie.
Can I take you to exhibit bundle page 43? Do you recognize that document?
That's correct.
This is the affidavit that you gave to Colonel Schneller in support of the 252A application.
That's correct.
And it's an affidavit. If we go down to page 46, you'll see you signed it in front of a commission of oaths.
That's correct.
Can we see what you say in paragraph 1 of that affidavit?
I can see 100% what is.
Do you want to read it?
That I'm an adult male employed in government with the Office of Minister of Police.
Sorry, I just didn't get the
that I'm an adult male employed in government within the office of the Minister of Police.
Is that true?
It's not true. I have indeed, even yesterday immediately, I did raise this with the lawyers that when I introduced myself to Lieutenant Snell, I never told him I'm an agent. And indeed, if you check what I was doing there, he was going to ask me, and he asked me indeed that, how can this man ask promotion from you? Who are you? How is that possible? Now that's how this thing, there's the sentence that says, I'm a male employed in the office of the minister, or else I did not carry the authority to conduct the 252A.
So, Mr. Mokgotsi, are you saying that if you need to lie for a purpose relating to your job as an agent, it's okay to lie under oath?
It's not okay to lie under oath. You inform immediately. Even if commission can draw attention to this, to the content of this affidavit, where I have requested a verbal, there are other transcripts, where I requested a verbal authority to conduct this operation and being granted, and the content says this person's, the extract, not the transcript record says this person wants you to talk to the minister that at least he become a colonel. Is recorded. There was no way this can be practical to Lieutenant Schnell to say that man asked me to give him a promotion without putting this. This is part of the work.
So you're now saying you did lie under oath by saying that you were employed in government within the office of the Minister of Police. That was false, and you knew it was false, but you thought I needed to do it to enable Lieutenant Colonel Schneller to give me authority under Section 252A.
Because I could not tell him that I'm an agent, yes. This was for the purpose of work.
So when it's for the purposes of work, you're saying you can lie under oath?
The circumstances, commissioners, should allow. Like I'm saying, there's no any other example I can give. I'm conducting a 252A here.
Let me give you another example. Assume your handler said to you, it is very important for the purposes of this commission that you tell the commission that General Mkhwanazi is a CIA agent, and assume you knew that to be false. Would you then be able to come to the commission and say, General Mkhwanazi is a CIA agent because your handler had said for the operation it's important for that to happen?
Now, those are two different things, commissioners.
Why are they different?
Coming to the commission, you are here to provide commission with information that can help. The moment you lie, the commission will not be able to arrive at any level of assistance, cannot be assisted. There's no way you can be given instruction to come to a commission to lie. It's impossible.
Why? If the intelligence operation demands it, why is it any different from lying under oath in a Section 252A application?
Commissioners, if instruction is to come here and lie, I could rather come here and remain silent. I don't think there's any reasonable agent of the law, agent of the state, who will come and testify in a commission or the court or any court of law and lie. Lying under oath is a crime, and if charged with perjury, you will be, whether you are an agent or you are ever, you cannot
I
lie.
agree with you, it is a crime. Yeah. But you have lied under oath in this affidavit that you gave to Lieutenant Colonel Schneller, which is perjury, is it not?
Yes, and Lieutenant Schneller is not the commission. We were executing. I'm saying if this sentence is not part of this, because the content of this affidavit is now, this is what happens. It is reinforced by the recording. The transcripts are attached, where a man says, I want to be promoted to become a colonel. He's saying that. Obviously, a police officer who comes to you, who you come to and say, I need an authorization. This thing must happen now. And remember, when you go to him, you go with a police officer. You go with a police officer who explains to him that this person is going to do a certain process, and this requires an what you call authority. Then that is why you will see in the annexures the authority was granted. But this police, the same Colonel Schnell, will not write this affidavit if I say I am Brown Mokhoti, I'm just a comrade. This man, I promised him a colonel position. The affidavit will not work.
So the affidavit had to be granted, including a lie under oath, so that you could proceed with this operation to run the trap involving the officer who was going to implicate General Mkhonazi and
Ashraf Garda on the National Pulse.
Right, we're just going to pause from the Madanga Commission for now, but of course we'll come right back there as well, sometime after 4 o'clock as well. Now, the reason I tell you that, we are at G20 in what is called the social summit in the build-up to G20, which feeds into it. So there's lots of people here. The question is, why are they here? And we're picking up one group of people, probably the most important of all, the children. We'll talk to them next.
You are listening to the National Pulse with Ashraf Garda.
Right, so let's confirm now. Over the past weekend, children, and this is before today, right? So children have been gathering in Johannesburg for the Children's 20 or Children 20 pre-summit engagement. So what are they engaging with? They've been joining with others, joining in from online across the African continent as well. They've unpacked, discussed, debated issues relevant to their lived experience to produce a bold and uncompromising declaration that outlines what they believe G20 leaders must prioritize to build a just and inclusive world. And I mean, that's the plan. So, we've had these various, let's call them subcommittees, for want of a better word, from B20 to Y20, which is the youth, and others too. And they all ultimately feed in, form a declaration, and that it gets fed to the G20 main or leadership group. And hopefully that gets all included into the actual declaration at the end of the summit as well. But let's find out more about why they are here. We speak to two people of significance. We have with us 16-year-old Melusi Mtembu. Good to connect with you, Melusi. Hi.
Hey, news, sir. How are you
I'm
doing?
very good indeed. Looking forward to learning from you, I can tell you now. And I also have Oyena Njoli, who's 14 years old. Hello, Oyena. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, sir. How are you?
Thank you, indeed. Let's let me start with you, Melusi. So, why are you here today?
Okay. Greetings to the listeners. The reason I am here today is to witness the first ever children's G20 summit, which involves children, because throughout it has been in other countries, recently Brazil, but it came here to South Africa. The reason, and another reason why I'm here, out of all 60 of us children currently present, we are representing over 20 million children, my mistake. The reason why children have to be here is because we are the future. We are children now, but leaders forever. Our impacts make the future. We are full with creativity and innovation, because nothing with us without us, and nothing without us isn't good for
Okay,
us.
well, I mean, I think you've stated your case very well. So why then are you here? Meaning specifically, when you've told me the overall reason, but so practically you're here like today. What are you doing?
To be in the table where they will talk about the government.
And are they talking about? Are you at that table? Are they talking to you about the challenges and the the hopes of young people?
We recently discussed about them throughout the weekend at the Children's 20, where we discussed challenges such as climate change, the inclusion of children with special needs, and the finance and more.
Okay, sounds all very good. Let me bring in Oyena and Jolie. Oyena, of course, I've just chatted to Malusi. What about you? I mean, what has been your experience today? I mean, you've been here. How's it been going?
Today was, I mean, like, can you repeat the question?
How have you how have you experienced today? What have you enjoyed today? What did you like? What didn't you like today at this
Um,
G20 summit?
Today I liked a lot of things. Today, some women came and it was, I mean, it was something like a session, or it was a session. So today we were talking about young girls and women. So I like the part that um I didn't like the part that men are destroying some young girls or doing something violently like that. I didn't like that part, but the most part I liked is that when they are destroyed, they become monsters. So as they are monsters, they can get help. So I like the part that they can get
Okay.
help and heal and something.
And do you get a sense that children in South Africa, on the African continent, around the world, do they actually have a voice? Are children heard?
Most of the time, I think they are not hurt. Yeah, I think like that.
And I mean, the fact that they're not heard, how do you feel about
It doesn't make me feel happy. Yeah, it doesn't make me feel happy. I mean, a lot of people out there are being harmed, no action taken. Yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe that's why you are here. You're taking some sort of action as well. I'll bring in once again Melusi Mtembu. So, in terms of this declaration, just help us understand the processes. So, where are you now? When does this, declaration get adopted? Just so that we understand it.
How the declaration was adopted. Um, Children were divided for the Children's 20. What we did, we were divided into 5 groups. Each group was given a main topic to focus on. I was in the team for climate change. So what we discussed is how the climate currently is. For example, how some children live in rural areas where they have to walk kilometers just to get to school. And in this climate, where the rain is very heavy and they cannot go through there, serves as an issue for those children. In the declaration, we included that we had 3 versions. The all children's version, where even as little as a 10-year-old children can understand it, and the teenagers version, where our exact words were stated, even the jargon that was used, and the adult version. The one that should be represented is the teenagers version, because we experience those issues. That's why the declaration is very important.
Okay. So when we talk about the declaration, just to be clear, this is the children's declaration, not the overall declaration, right?
Yes.
The overall declaration will come after the weekend, right?
Yes.
So who then agrees on this children's declaration?
We agreed at it
Already
collectively.
done.
Yes.
Okay. And then does it get tabled here at this at the G20 social gathering?
At the G20 summit, it will be presented to the president. Our NMC, Nelson Mandela Children's Parliamentary President, who is Amo.
Okay. Oh, very, very interesting. Oyena, rather, let me bring you in once again. What for you, for young people, do you think are the biggest challenges that young people face in the world today?
Um, I would say, can you please repeat the question?
Like as young people, what's your biggest concerns? What troubles you the most?
We are not safe in this world. And when we try to communicate with our parents, I mean, there's no action taken. There, there's nothing moving. I mean, like, it's like, I cannot explain, but yeah.
Okay, you concur with that? Like, there's no, I mean, children are not safe. We're not talking South Africa. We're talking of the whole world. I mean, do you think that's the case?
I do believe so.
Yeah.
The case is children, we are seen but are not heard. And they take us as like, oh, you're still too young to properly understand that. Oh no, when you grow older, you properly understand it. But we do have voices. We do experience these things. We cannot be shined to the side where we'll be like, oh no worries, listen to the adults. They know better.
So you mentioned in your first lines that this is the first time that the G20 summits includes young people as part of the sessions that will feed into it, right?
Yes.
I mean, that is very, very significant. How did that come about?
I believe it came about when we have been advocating that children have ideas. They know what we need because adults, yes, you may be our parents, but you don't know what we truly want because we are the children. We go through these things. So it came about when they realized that, okay, we want our voices to be heard, and they finally heard our voices.
Well, that's very, very important. I'm going to leave it at that because I want to make sure that your voices are, in fact, heard. So let me thank you, Melusi Mtembu. Thank you for your time as well as Oyena and Jolie. Much appreciate your time and best wishes for what's remaining at the social summit and then the main G20 summit proper as well. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank
Right.
you, sir.
All it means it's time now for the news. It's 4 o'clock.
Thank you, Ashraf. On the top stories, 4 municipalities fined in Mpumalanga and China imposes a ban on Japanese seafood imports. For SAFM News, I am Onde Lambana and a very good afternoon. 4 municipalities have been fined hundreds of millions of rands for non-compliance with environmental laws in Mpumalanga. The latest to be fined is the Emalahleni municipality with a penalty of 650 million rand after untreated sewage spilled into rivers, polluting water resources. Other municipalities fined are Dipaliseng, Governormbeki, and Msukaligwa. Dipaliseng municipality in Balfour was fined 160 million rand for multiple environmental misconduct, including polluting water resources and disposal of raw sewage, sludge, and untreated sewage. Governor Mbeki in Standerton was fined 200 million rand for polluting rivers and other water resources. Musukaligwa was found responsible for the water pollution from the Amala wastewater treatment works and fined 160 million rand. Provincial Cocta spokesperson Freddie Ngobe.
The department has noted the latest court ruling against the Emalahleni local municipality and were assisting in that regard to ensure that they comply and they adhere to the outcome of the court. But in the bigger scheme of things, through our oversight, advisory support, and coordination with regulators, the Cocta Water Services component assists municipalities in responding to these cases and implementing corrective measures to restore compliance. And of course, with other programs and working together with the municipalities, we are ensuring that we coordinate all our efforts to address to water services and sanitation issues, which are a basic constitutional requirement to be given by municipalities.
The DA in Gauteng has called for better protective measures in all schools across the province after the fatal shooting of 2 staff members inside the premises of Ingweni Primary School in Tembisa in Ekurhuleni yesterday. It's alleged that masked gunmen entered the premises after school hours and opened fire. The DA Sergio Isidor Santos.
Instead of investing in proper security, the provincial government has spent more than 104 million paying rates and taxes on 41 vacant and decaying buildings. Our schools are being neglected while money is being wasted elsewhere.
Chief of Staff and the Police Ministry, Cedric Nkabinde, says both he and Police Minister Senzo Mchunu, who is currently on special leave, knew Northwest businessman Brown Mokgotsi. Nkabinde was responding to questions from the evidence leader of the ad hoc committee in Cape Town looking into concerns around national security. Advocate Norman Arenze, the committee is investigating allegations, criminal infiltration, corruption, and political interference in the justice system.
And General Mkhwanazi wanted to know if I know this person. And I confirmed with General Mkhwanazi that yes, I know him, and also the minister knows him. But I've never said he's a close associate with the minister. But I've never said it like that.
South African Red Cross Society says it is responding to severe flooding in Heilbron in the Free State. More than 200 houses have been damaged and 5 completely destroyed. Several families have been evacuated and are receiving emergency support. The Red Cross says in a statement that their teams are working with local disaster authorities, distributing food, clean water, hygiene kits, and blankets. The organization is calling on the public to donate and help affected families. China has imposed a ban on all imports of Japanese seafood amid an escalating diplomatic dispute between Asia's two biggest economies. It's the latest in a series of retaliatory measures China has taken after Japan's Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi suggested her country could respond militarily if China attacked Taiwan. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Mao Ning.
China solemnly urges the Japanese side to retract these wrongful remarks, stop stirring up trouble on issues involving China, take concrete actions to acknowledge and correct their mistakes, and uphold the political foundation of China-Japan relations. Should the Japanese side refuse to retract these remarks or even continue making these mistakes, China will be compelled to take severe and resolute countermeasures.
Recapping the top story, 4 municipalities have been fined hundreds of millions of rands for non-compliance with environmental laws in Mpumalanga. I'm on Dilambala for SFM News Headlines at 4:30.
In sports this hour, Mustard's red card overturned. CAF Awards take centre stage tonight, and England face daunting task to break Ashes drought in Australia. More details at 4:30.
SAFM, guiding you through the rush hour traffic.
Off in Gauteng, the N1 northbound in Midrand has a crash before New Road. The M1 northbound is slow moving towards Woodmead Drive, and the N3 northbound in Bedfordview slow moving on the link to the N12 east at Giluli's interchange. In KZN, a stationary vehicle on the N2 south at the N3 ramp, the left lane is closed, and a stationary vehicle on the N3 north at the M13 west ramp, the left lane is closed. In Cape Town, the N2 outbound queuing towards Jan Smuts Drive, the M5 southbound slow moving towards Racecourse Road exit, and the N1 outbound slow moving towards Okavango Road. With your traffic update, I'm Irma G.
The best of the good life is coming back in 2026. But first off, Billings, Jonathan, Fez, and myself reunite for a road trip to the top beaches in SA. Kraalbaai, Camps Bay, Boulders Beach, and Nature's Valley. Don't miss the Top Billing Reunion Special, Thursday 27th November at 7 p.m. with repeat Saturday 29th at 3 and Sunday the 30th at 1 p.m. S3, open up.
When love turns to hate and hate turns to violence, the truth is never simple. In Love and Hate Crime Season 2, real stories expose the dark side of human emotion, where identity, passion, and prejudice collide. Powerful, unflinching, unforgettable. These are the crimes that challenge what we think we know about love and humanity. Thursdays at 10 p.m. only on S3. S3, open up.
This November, SAFM proudly presents the 3rd annual lecture.
I do want to say that in the public service, there are also check and balances. The fact that people may not have applied doesn't mean it's not there.
SAFM invites you to our 3rd annual public lecture, delivered by Chancellor of the Nelson Mandela University, Dr. Geraldine Fraser Muleketi. The theme of the lecture is confronting inequality, corruption and unemployment.
Let's hold everyone accountable and to standards, whether you have a GNU or not.
The lecture will take place on the 27th of November 2025 at the Indaba Hotel, Spa and Conference Center in Fourways, Johannesburg. Secure your seat by emailing us at rsvp@safm.co.za. SAFM, leading the conversations that move us. The National Pulse with Ashraf Garda on SAFM. You're listening to the National Pulse, weekdays 3 to 6 p.m.
it's a fair question to ask you what for you moves the national pulse today. Now, of course, the attention very much as has been for the last few weeks on the Madlanga Commission on the one hand, the Parliamentary Ad Hoc Committee, and now smack bang, it's all about the G20. So I think those three things combined makes up the biggest issues that moves the national pulse today. Now, as it stands, the Madlanga Commission is adjourned for the day. And then we, of course, move between the two, right? But the Parliamentary Ad Hoc Committee, they've adjourned just for a few minutes. So it gives us a chance to talk to you. Now, you can call in live. You've got the number, right? 086 000 2032. Then WhatsApp text messages or voice notes. And if you're voice noting, please don't go over 30 seconds. 0614 104 107. In fact, and you can tweet as well. Tweet using that hashtag, the National Pulse. So let's do this. Let's play some of your voice notes. I wonder what you have to say.
Good afternoon, Ashraf. Ashraf, I think even if you don't go back to the Malanga Commission, we don't lose that thing, man. I don't know why did they bring a character like Mkhotsi there? The guy is clueless and sounds like he's in branch or community meeting. He just fails to answer questions, direct questions. I don't know. I don't know. Uh, it looks like they're undermining the intelligence of the listener. You know, we that man should have been, you know, made to answer at somewhere, maybe at the branch level, or a constable at the police station interview him, not on a high-powered national commission viewed by millions on TV and listened to on radio by thousands of people. It can't be like that.
Okay, so what are you suggesting? That no, it shouldn't even be called up? You see, you have to call people up and then make the call, whether it's for you to decide, and others as well, whether they are convincing or not, isn't it? But let's get another thought.
Greetings, Ashraf, to you and your listeners. Um, very much concerned about Brian Mihotse that is using the commission as his platform to advance his interest. And this should not be allowed. This man must not be allowed to continue. And he's lying.
He's just lying. Okay, that's what you think. Let's get another thought.
How's it, my brother? Ashraf, look here. Hey, so this guy, Brown Mukotsi, you come to deny everything. You know, you have to come today, deny everything. Everything which is being asked, you just have to deny. You know, I was two kids which I was dropping right now. One of them had to ask me, saying, say, why is this guy who's being asked denying everything? Can you imagine? Hey, this guy, bro. Wow.
Just deny, deny, deny. That's what I hear. Here's another.
Good afternoon, Ashraf. They seem surprised with the behavior of Brown Mokoti. But for me, this is what we get accustomed with. This is the quality of leadership that you get from the ANC everywhere. I mean, you go to the municipality, these are the type of people that you get. These people are just criminals. So I'm not surprised that he's behaving the way that he is. Most of them in the ANC, that's how they behave. So it is really not surprising. You can go anywhere in the ANC. Maybe that's the reason why they want to now review their appointment criteria. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Interesting one that you make, reviewing their employment or the appointment criteria. They did make that point already the other day about local government election in terms of cadre deployment or candidates for mayor, that they're tightening up in terms of just how qualified they need to be for those positions, as well as even others at ward council level, right? Okay, you can call in 086 2032 and send more WhatsApps 0614 104 107. Not just about Brown Mokotsi. You can talk about the young people that we spoke about, the as per the G20, building up for that now. But I'll get to calls now. To Mpumalanga we go. Valley, hello. Valley, hello. Valley, hello, Valley there. Valley, maybe not there. Let's see. Let's play some WhatsApps. We'll maybe get back to Valley in a moment.
Good afternoon, Ashraf. People seem surprised with the behavior of Brown Mokotsi. But for me, this is what we get accustomed with. This is the quality of leadership that you get from the ANC everywhere. I mean, you go to the municipality, these are the type of people that you get. These people are just criminals. So I'm not surprised that he's behaving the way that he is. Most of them in the ANC, that's how they behave. So it is really not surprising. You can go anywhere in the ANC. Maybe that's the reason why they want to now review their appointment criteria. Thank you.
Right, we've had some people trying to call. I think there's just been a misconnection, so we'll try and sort out those lines so we can take your calls. But there's more voice notes that we can make. So get those voice notes going, and react in terms of what you heard today regarding the various commissions, the two that we speak about, but also regarding G20, especially. And I'm speaking to you from Birchwood. There's a huge crowd here, I can tell you, from all around the world, not just South Africa. People from all around. I saw Portuguese people, Italians, English people, Chinese as well. All of them are here, mainly activists as far as part of what is called social, right? Let's get now to some of the calls we have. And but you can keep them coming. We have now BK in Joburg. Hi, BK.
Hi, sir. Hey,
Yeah,
and just want to make a comment around about the testimony at Madlanga Commission. Remember the president went to and the minister went to America. So not one of the that or even though it's different. When are you arresting this man? For me, when are we arresting Mr. Brown?
Well, would it not be at the right time? You can't just preempt everything. Let him testify, and then in responding to that, decisions can be made. But thank you for that. Many do believe that maybe they're working too slow. So I hear what you're saying. Thank you for that, right? Okay, there's a couple more WhatsApp comments that we can. In fact, there's a few more callers we got. And we go to Kwandebele as we crisscross the country. Temba, hello.
Hello, Ashraf. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Good to talk to you, Temba.
I'm good. It's nice to talk to you too. I'm concerned actually about this Brown Mokotsi. I think after cross-examination at Madlanga Commission, the police must be outside so that they can arrest this guy. Because if you can check, Ashraf, this guy told us as a nation that he was following Cape Matala. Till today, he didn't find something that he was looking for to Cape Matala. And then now he comes back. He's saying a lot of things without evidence. Okay, it's fine. All of a sudden, Cape Matala, he is paying through the fiance account. He's using the fiance account to send money so that the fiance can distribute the money. Then what he is saying, because it's an agent of the crime information, is an informant. Don't you think, Mr. Ashraf, this Brown is tracking the information of our intelligence, of our policy, and then he's sharing the information to the criminals. That is why we are in this situation in South Africa, because of the people like Brown Mokotsi.
So if we're following what you're saying, then what should be done about him now? I don't mean in the future. I mean now. What should be done?
No, this guy is talking everything that he's talking. He's got no evidence of that thing. So it's useless to bring Brown Mokotsi at the commission. They must arrest this guy because this guy is the one that is infiltration with our intelligence. Or the whole information is sharing the same information to the criminal. Look,
Okay, well,
look, Ashraf.
Yeah, quickly.
Okay, look, Ashraf. Just one more. Look, Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi brought the allegation and showed the evidence that here is Cat, here is Brown, here is Nkunu, here is Bia. When he says Mkhwanazi and King Misuzulu are waiting for CIA, they prove nothing. It's a hearsay. Ashraf, thank you, sir.
Maybe it'll come later on. I mean, I hear what you're saying. Can you just imagine if Mkhwanazi did not say what he said that day in July in the first place? Where would we be now? Thank you for that call. Much appreciated. You certainly got us thinking. I mean, really, callers are like a thought leader seminar in their own very own way. This is the National Pulse.
This November, step into a world few have ever seen. From the smallest creatures on epic adventures in big little journeys, starting 2nd November, to the frozen frontiers of our planet in Frozen Planet 2, starting 23rd November. Every Sunday at 6 p.m., discover beauty, danger, and the magic of life on Earth like never before. The best in nature dockies only on S3. S3, open up.
You could spend 10 minutes waiting for that video to download. Or get a 10-minute quote from Outsurance that could save you thousands on your car insurance. SMS out to 30754. Like 48-year-old Felicity, who now pays a low 836 Rand a month for her 2020 Hyundai Tucson. With Outsurance, you get the legendary Out bonus that pays you a percentage of your premiums back if you're claim-free. SMS out to 30754. Make today the day you switch and get more out. After switching, 31-year-old Palisa now pays only 926 Rand a month for her 2024 Kia Sonet. Ready to get more out of your car insurance? Get a quote today. And if Outsurance can't beat what you're currently paying, you can ask for 500 Rand. Make that 1,500 Rand if you've been claim-free and with the same insurer for 3 years. Savings or cash, you have nothing to lose. SMS out to 30754. That's out to 30754. Outsurance, licensed insurer and FSP. TCs and information online.
The 19th Annual Chief Albert Luthuli Memorial Lecture will be delivered by the Director General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, on Thursday, the 20th of November 2025, from 4 to 7 p.m. at the MH Yusuf Hall, Westville Campus, University of KwaZulu-Natal. The theme for this year's lecture will be reflecting on the work of the World Trade Organization and its global impact. This will be a hybrid event streamed live on the University of KwaZulu-Natal's YouTube platform, as well as the Luthuli Museum Facebook page and YouTube channel. Tune in to the National Pulse with Ashraf Garda, coming to you live from the lecture. The annual Luthuli Museum Lecture is a partnership event between the Luthuli Museum, Luthuli Foundation, Department of Sport, Arts and Culture, and the University of KwaZulu-Natal. For more information, contact Zinhle Nyembe on 032 559 6824 or email profficer@luthulimuseum.org.za or Pam Adams on adamsp@ukzn.ac.za. Visit www.luthulimuseum.org.za. You're listening to the National Pulse.
They've come back from their adjournment at the ad hoc committee, so let's do that. Let's cross to that. So let me just recap. Senzim Kunu's chief of staff, Cedric Nkabinda, is back at the SAPS ad hoc committee inquiry in Parliament. The committee is probing allegations of criminal infiltration, corruption, and political interference in the criminal justice system. Last week, you may remember, Nkabinda's appearance was cut short as MPs sought legal advice on how to deal with contradictory statements that he made during his testimony. So, okay, for now, it's to the ad hoc committee we go.
No, no, no. I'm just joking, Honorable Source. I think you are raising a fair point, which the if honorable members have a suggestion, I don't think it's something we can subject it to an election. Just yeah, honorable members can just say we suggest that in the event you you have to respond to certain processes. So and so can be standing in. Yeah.
No, I think Chair, the brightest in the room should do so. And clearly, Honorable Ngola is the brightest in the room. And he's been proactive. When you went here, he jumped and presided and brought order. So from myself, I think he should continue. Thank you, Chair.
Okay. Any further comment? Thank you so much for your understanding, honorable members. Honorable Ngola, you are the deputy referee or the deputy umpire in this game. So you are not an elected deputy. Yes, you are a deputy who does his work, no, at the behest of the chair. If I go out, I may decide not to. Yeah, but if I'm not here and there is a need for that guidance, you can just quickly come in and steer the ship. Not steer, but serve. Yeah. Thank you so much, honorable members. It's 25 minutes past. It's up to 25 minutes past 7. So it's 3 hours exactly. Honorable Sokanyile, your time starts now. Honorable, Mr. Cedric Nkabinde, good luck to you and Honorable Sokanyile.
Thank you very
30,
much.
30 minutes on the dot.
Oh, thank you very much, Chairperson.
Yeah.
But Chairperson, if maybe 5 or 2 minutes are left, I donate them to Kola, not to Honorable Cameron.
You are wasting. You are wasting.
Keep those.
You are wasting your time because that clock is ticking. It's not.
Say that up front.
Yeah, but the clock is ticking.
Thank you very much. Mr. Nkabinde, can we look at your statement on paragraph 25? 25, it's on page 12. I'm taking the initial statement, not the supplementary one, whereby you indicate that your findings show that the hawks were being used for political things interfering on the matter. That's your findings. Can you share with this ad hoc committee your findings that led to the conclusion that you had about the hawks having to interfere with your findings?
The Hawks never interfered with my findings, but during my investigation and those several interviews, were that reopening of a case which was declined 5 years ago. What was the valid reason? So that what I got, that it's a political interference. That was a pressure from externally. But the political interference, that's what I gathered. To the Hawks. Yes. I picked through my report. This was our recommendation that if indeed there are reasonable reasons to reopen a case, these are the legal steps you need to follow. It was outlined in the report, so that they are not reopening it based on any pressure from outside. There is nothing wrong to reopen a case, but just follow the law.
Okay. On paragraph 28, that is again on page 12, you indicate that you had a misunderstanding with the executive director based on the report that you filed with the former minister, Becky Cele.
You're listening to the National Pulse.
Right, so we move away from the ad hoc committee for now. Let's get to the news headlines. It's 4:30.
X at SFM Radio and at Ashraf Garda.
Thank you, Ashraf. On the news headlines, the Smart Tourism Visitor Information Center has officially been launched at OR Tambo International Airport in Gauteng. 4 municipalities have been fined hundreds of millions of rands for non-compliance with environmental laws in Mpumalanga. The latest to be fined is the Emalahleni municipality with a penalty of 650 million rand after untreated sewage spilled into rivers, polluting water resources. And scientists believe they've traced the origins of kissing, saying it dates back some 21 million years. A full update follows at the top of the hour with Chanduko Ligege.
SAFM, guiding you through the rush hour traffic.
Good afternoon. Starting off in Gauteng, the M1 southbound slow moving towards Crown Interchange and traffic lights not working at multiple junctions in Pretoria due to a power outage, so you're asked to expect delays. In KZN, the N2 southbound has a stationary vehicle before Spaghetti Junction, and the M4 southbound is slow moving towards the N2 highway. In Cape Town, the N7 Jakes Hadwell Drive southbound queuing towards Voortrekker Road and Main Road outbound and Observatory slow moving towards the N2 highway. With your traffic update, I'm Irma G.
This is SAFM Sports with Doming Khapele.
Alrighty, in your sports this hour, let's start things off with rugby, where a World Rugby Disciplinary Committee has overturned the red card handed to Franco Mustard during the Springboks win over Italy in Turin. According to reports, that the committee found that the match officials had erred in issuing the card for his tackle on Italy fly half Paolo Gabisi in the Boks 32-14 win. The disciplinary committee has therefore downgraded the 34-year-old Springbok Lock's red card to a yellow, and Mustard's legal team was reportedly able to prove that there was no contact with the head of the ball carrier. Then in football, the Confederation of African Football Awards takes center stage this evening with 4 South African representatives in Morocco tonight. Bafana Bafana captain and Mamelodi Sundowns goalkeeper Ronan Williams is a finalist in the Goalkeeper of the Year category alongside RS Berkane's Munir Mohamedi and Yassine Bounou of Al Hilal. Mamelodi Sundowns face off against Pyramids FC and RS Berkane in the Club of the Year category, while QPR's Tylen Smith is in the Men's Young Player of the Year category, and he's coming against Morocco's duo Abdella Uzan and Otman Mama. Then on the women's side of things, Banyana Banyana and Mamelodi Sundowns goalkeeper Andile Dlamini is in the goalkeeper of the year category on the women's side of things. Then the Nedbank Cup qualification draw took place this morning, and it will see 16 teams from the Motsepe Foundation Championship go head to head in the competition, with the 8 winners qualifying for the first official round of the Nedbank Cup. The first round will be contested between the 16 Betway Premiership sides, the 8 MFC winners, and 8 amateur teams. Now, Baraka, who are bottom of the standings, they'll travel to KwaZulu-Natal to face second-placed Milford for a place in the round of 32, where Hungry Lions will entertain Venda FC, and Cape Town City are set to host Uppington City with a spot in the next round at stake. On the other hand, Leicesterford City will welcome the University of Pretoria as Lurumo Lions have been pitted against each other in early relegation candidates, Midland Wanderers. Meanwhile, Kruger United will square off against Highbury with the log leaders Keswick Stars set to visit struggling Black Leopards, and rounding up the fixtures, newly promoted side, the Bees FC and Gomorrah United will battle for a round of 32 berth at the former's home ground. Now, the matches will take place on the weekend of the 2nd and the 3rd of December, with the PSL set to advise on the venues and kick-off times. Elsewhere, an interesting one, as we know that Haiti defied the odds by booking their spot in the 2026 World Cup, becoming the smallest country to qualify for the global showpiece after a 2-0 win over Nicaragua. Now, the interesting thing is that Haiti's coach, Sebastien Migne, has never been on the Caribbean island since being appointed manager 18 months ago, and this is due to security issues in the country. And what he relied on was on information about local players from the Haitian Football Federation officials, and he's also managed to get a good team around him. So, big congratulations to Haiti for qualifying for the World Cup. In terms of athletics, Nedbank Elite running club manager Nick Bester says that they chose to enter a team for the inaugural Kimberley Big Hole Marathon just a week before the Soweto Marathon, out of fear of the People's Race being cancelled. The Kimberley Big Hole Marathon is set to take place on Saturday, with the Soweto Marathon coming up next on the 29th of November in Nasrec.
So, Kimberley, we've got a strong team there. We've got Namako Nukasi, and then Paulus from Namibia, that fast athlete from Namibia, and then a couple of Ethiopians. I can open for you here and tell you who we've got for Kimberley. The strong team, because we entered a strong team in Kimberley because we didn't know that you know, what's going to happen with Soweto. About 2-3 months ago, there were still concerns about Soweto, so we only entered a strong team for Kimberley as well, because a very good prize money, and our athletes have to compete and make sure that marathon they can go good. So, yeah.
Talking about the Nedbank Elite Running Club, South African road running star Mapaseka Makhanya has joined the side. The 2014 Spa Women's 10-kilometer Grand Prix champion has been named in the club's dream team for this Kimberley Big Hole Marathon, and we're looking forward to seeing how she has been since she's been off the circuit for a while. Finally, in cricket, the Ashes returns tomorrow with Australia and England continuing with their rivalry in Perth, with the host weekend bar the injuries by favourites to win the Down Under. Ben Stokes sides insist that they are not scared by past failures. It's been 15 years since England last clinched an away Ashes series, and since then they have failed to win a test on Australian soil, losing 13 and drawing 2, and this time around they're coming off the back of a thumping 3-0 one-day defeat in New Zealand at criticism over scheduling just a single 3-day Red Bull warm-up on a Doghouse pitch. So it'll be interesting to see how England is going to fare against Australia. I'll have more on other sports in the next hour.
Carnival Club is counting 3 points on home ground. Meanwhile, the Kragkouwers refuse to travel back home without a win. This is the Bundesliga, football as it's meant to be. Catch FSV Mainz versus TSG Hoffenheim on Friday, 21 November at 9:30 p.m. live on SABC Sport on DTT Channel 4 and SABC Plus. Proudly brought to you by SABC Sport.
SAFM's award-winning drama department presents to you the radio drama series Skyline.
Search cockpit medical emergency now.
Cabin crew to your stations.
where the skies promise adventure, but behind the cabin doors, untold secrets are found.
Signage on chip cards, they installed like it's nothing.
Catch the radio drama series every Saturday at 9 p.m. on SAFM, leading the conversations that move us.
Economic news on SAFM. Facts and figures you can count on.
Right, let's get to those numbers as always with Makwe Masilela. Makwe, what have you got?
Yeah, Southern Sun interims are very resilient, Ashraf, and with the performance, what do you call it, the income growth of 5%, driven by strong domestic trading, but offset by a decline in offshore revenue because of temporary closure of what they call Paradise Sun for refurbishments and weaker trading in Maputo and Tanzania. SA hotels achieved 6.6%. A 6% increase in average room rates, driven by demand for conferencing, events, and group travel in Gauteng and the Western Cape, while short-term stays by corporate and government officials remain subdued. And that was due to delayed national budget approvals and Easter timing. But the recovery in this segment is ongoing, aided by the G20 and G20 conferences. Basic adjusted headline earnings per share remained flat, and Ashraf doubts over AI were a contact stocks in recent weeks. That unfortunately spilled over to other stocks, coupled with reduced bets of a US December rate cut. By the way, we're getting our interest rate decision tomorrow, and we're split on whether we'll get an early Xmas gift or not. Our latest consumer inflation accelerated to 3.6%. That is compared to the 3.4% in September. Market expectation was 3.7%, and our September retail sales increased by 3.1%, accelerating from the 2.2% August increase, and that was in line with market expectations. And by the way, the US formally warned South Africa against pushing for a joint statement into this weekend's G20 summit. This diplomatic standoff is kind of awkward. Oil prices fell due to higher crude inventories in the US, reinforcing oversupply concerns, but falls were kept by a tighter fuel market as a result of effects when it comes to Russia's oil infrastructure. Then crude is down 2.3% at $63 a barrel. Metal rising with this heaven missing demand following a broad sell-off stock market and heightened concerns over stretched government spending in the developing world, especially the likes of Japan, which we call this up 1.2% at 4,060, and platinum is represented 1,557. Global stocks rout is closing, and that's ahead of Nvidia earnings report after the bell. In what would be a critical test for big tech, with the JSE attempting to recoup yesterday's losses of 1.7%. Now we're up 1.2%. The rand to the dollar is flat, 17.15, 22.53 against the pound, and 19.86 against the euro.
Right, perfect. Thanks for that, Mark. We will connect again with you tomorrow, but rest assured there's an hour of the market updates with Jimmy Moyaha from 6 to 7 this evening.
This week on BBC Primetime, watching TV could make you a winner. It's the BBC Primetime Watch and Win competition. Just tune into your BBC Primetime shows, answer a few simple questions on S3's TikTok account, and you could walk away with awesome prizes. From thrilling dramas to jaw-dropping reality shows, the more you watch, the more chances you have to win. Watch, answer, win. Only on BBC Primetime. Airs weeknights, 9 to 11 p.m. on S3. Your couch just became the best seat in the game.
Tani Esther, or should I say the Tupperware Tani? How's business going?
Business is booming. I've been operating out of the boot of my car for 10 years, but shame, it couldn't keep up with my growing empire.
Okay, so you sold it to We Buy Cars?
Yes, quick. Sold my old one, bought a bigger one. I even sold some of my Tupperware to the friendly guy who picked up my car.
Stick to what you know best, eh, Tony?
Excuse me?
Never mind. We Buy Cars. Geared for your business, geared for you.
This November, SAFM proudly presents the 3rd annual lecture.
I do want to say that in the public service, there are also checks and balances. The fact that people may not have applied doesn't mean it's not there.
SAFM invites you to our 3rd annual public lecture, delivered by Chancellor of the Nelson Mandela University, Dr. Geraldine Fraser Muleketi. The theme of the lecture is confronting inequality, corruption and unemployment,
Let's hold everyone accountable and to standards, whether you have a GNU or not.
The lecture will take place on the 27th of November 2025 at the Indaba Hotel, Spa and Conference Center in Four Ways, Johannesburg. Secure your seat by emailing us at rsvp@safm.co.za. SAFM, leading the conversations that move us. The National Pulse with Ashraf Garda. Weekdays, 3 to 6 p.m.
Shortly, we'll be connecting with Miriam Taylor, who's from Portugal but has an Angolan heritage as well, I understand. She'll talk about her organization called the Humanity Summit. She's involved in that, and why are they here? So we'll talk to her shortly. But in the meantime, let's get to some of your thoughts. We're going to play some WhatsApp comments.
This is Tipita. Ashraf, do you realize that we actually listened to scammers yesterday? The so-called advocate prophet, Dr. Mary DeHaan. And then we had an extortionist and a scammer, Brown Mufoti. Like I used to say that the universe has a way of the truth is your truth, my truth, and in the middle, the real truth.
Good morning, good afternoon, Ashas. I'm not surprised by Brian Mkhotsi when he say a special agent. This is how ANC operate. Zuma say a swimming pool is a fire pool. And then Phala Phala, dollars, $1,000,000. Say that money, dollars is a puncher or what. This is how ANC they are operating. Those guys, they are undermining us. They don't take us serious. Why, Ashas?
Greetings, Ashraf. Vacuum kids are here. Nama still. Ashraf, I don't know why people are surprised. I watch Mokhosi. Mokhosi is a serial liar. He can lie even to himself. He's a real liar. He's been lying from day one till today. He's a liar. Thank you, Ashraf.
Okay, there we are. He's a liar, says you. And I think that point about surprise, I mean, let me put this to you. Are you personally surprised at what you've been hearing, both from the Madlanga Commission and the ad hoc inquiry? Are you surprised by the comments and the utterances, or are you not surprised at all because it's exactly what you expected? Let's get more thoughts from you, 0614 104 107 if you are WhatsApping, or to call in 086 000 2032.
Good day, Ashraf. Tabo from Hazyview. I think the commission has done well in bringing in Brown Mokhosi. As much as we think that it's useless, but it just shows that it does not have any evidence or whatsoever. And what was exposed about him is actually true because he cannot defend anything. But lastly, I think, this guy needs to be arrested. You just need to arrest him. I think he has been involved in money laundering.
Mr. Ashraf, afternoon. Method speaking from Cape Town. I think they must continue asking questions to Mr. Mukhosi. He must continue answering his lies because these things are put on record. They are going to use these lies that he's saying now, maybe in the court. So they can't stop now. They must continue asking questions. I thank you.
This is type of South African official. Yeah,
This man is lying all the way. Lying. All the way he's answering questions is like misleading the commission. Yeah, he's misleading the nation, the commission. Hey, there is nothing more we can expect from this man. That's what I can say.
All right, interesting thoughts that you've put out there, and I think it goes back to the original point that some people have said is like, you see, this is such a mess. Just forget about all these commissions. I mean, let's be honest, we don't quite know what's going to happen next, okay? But the key part is that the broad issue of has the commissions already served the purpose by delivering revelation after revelation uh, to the South African public. From that point of view, I think it's been quite remarkable, and that's what we wanted, isn't it? If we didn't know before, well, now we know. Let's get to another caller in just a. We're going to take a couple of quick calls, and then we'll talk about one of the guests who's here attending the event, but to hear from Portugal, right? So let's do this. Glenn, of course, from Bedford View. Hi, Glenn.
Hi, my friend. Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, good talking to you, man. Thank you. Yeah, what's your point?
Yes. I think Brad Mokosi's testimony, that's my summary of it.
And you're laughing, yeah. now you're making me laugh. You know, the last person who laughed that much in Parliament was Zuma. But anyway, yeah. All right, what did you want to say?
Ashraf, my friend, for the show, I have no way. My friend with all, eh?
Yeah, well, I think it has. Your laughter just suggests what you feel about it. Okay. All right, Glenn, we'll be more serious tomorrow, but maybe even the laughter is like a serious laugh anyway. So I get that point. Thank you for that. Right. Okay. Right, we're going to just pause on the callers for the moment because part of what we're doing as well is we certainly here at the G20 Social Summit in the build up to G20 proper. And as a result of that, we're speaking to different people from South Africa, young people and older people, but also from around the world. We'll chat to Miriam Taylor right after this.
You're listening to the National Pulse.
Okay, so let's get right with it. Yeah, so earlier on, I chatted to Miriam Taylor, and she gave her thoughts about why she's here. So we thought we'll ask you again. Miriam, good to chat with you, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much, Ashraf, for your kind invitation.
Thank you. Now, I do understand. I mean, you're part of two organizations, right?
Yes.
So maybe quickly tell me, what are they?
It is, in fact, one umbrella organization, which is Mushima Bio BV, which is based in the Netherlands, and it's an impact venture studio. We create different initiatives of impact that can eventually change people's lives or drive the change we want to see. Okay. So we have all different types of initiatives, from TV shows to a flag event, which is an annual flag event, which is the Humanity Summit. Last year we did it in Rio de Janeiro. This year we are skipping it for the first time, but we came here, our delegation, to be represented at the G20.
Okay, so I understand. I mean, you're based in Portugal,
yes,
but you have an Angolan heritage, right?
Indeed.
So
yeah.
welcome to Africa, right?
Thank you.
Why are you here?
I'm here because I represent the Humanity Pact think tank. We have this global think tank, which was created back in 2022. And since then, we have been working on bettering the algorithm. What we call the algorithm, and it's not, it's actually a framework that offers roadmaps towards happiness.
Okay. And I mean, is that the end goal? Just happiness?
Happiness. Isn't that what we all want?
Yeah.
After all.
Are you finding happiness here?
I am finding pathways to happiness because I believe that united, we are definitely stronger. And the greatest opportunity of these forums is not necessarily whether or not your recommendations will make it to the communique, but is whether or not you find the right future partners towards strengthening your common causes. So our cause is humanity. And what we have done was we reversed engineered happiness because that's what we believe that we all want. And from that engineering scheme, we have put forward a framework that enables civil society, institutions, governments, universities, everyone to align towards the same end goal.
And I mean, to what degree are people? Because I mean, I understand there's massive collaboration and co-creation, and that's why you're here. I mean, what are the numbers? Like, how many people have bought into what you said, Mushima, which is spelled with an X, just so that people they may look for an SH.
Mushima
right?
means heart, by the way. It's a Bantu word in Kimbundu, Angolan language. So that's from where we all work, from heart. So sorry.
Yeah, I was saying, I mean, what's the level of connection when, how would you measure that in terms of numbers of people, organizations around the world that you connect with, or people?
Okay, so let me put you in perspective. We work with different anti-racist organizations globally. They are indigenous people from all the corners of the world, right? From Asia to South America to North America to Africa, Europe, everywhere. We have this strong network of believers in system change. What we understand that is part of the problem is the lack of transparency in navigating systems, which enables corruption and enables opacity. Opacity enables corruption, basically. So if we create a system where any individual, regardless of where you come from, you arrive to a place and you learn to navigate that system easily because the information is at your disposal. That gives you more hope, obviously. And ultimately, hope is what people need.
Well, hope to happiness. So a summit like the G20, and I mean, and today the G20 Social Summit, what opportunity does it provide then for hope and happiness?
So what we all look for here is really that our recommendations will be taken into account. So if we are lucky enough as organized civil society, our recommendations will make it to the final document, which is called the communique. So eventually, these documents will be distributed among all the member states and will come as recommendations. And the people, we are the ones who can hold our leaders accountable for reminding them of the recommendations that were presented. We did the same at the United Nations a few times as well. And we did last year, we presented also the recommendations for the G20 in Rio de Janeiro.
Okay. So what are the recommendations now? I mean, we don't have enough time. We've got 2 minutes.
Yeah, in a nutshell, at a broad level, in a nutshell, it's the adoption of the Humanity Pact, the adoption by the government of South Africa, by the country, and then the adoption of and not only the adoption, because here we bring the proposal that South Africa becomes our partner in the co-creation of the Humanity Index, which we have already kick-started in partnership with the Imperial College of London. So these are instruments that we are not asking for money.
Okay, yeah. And I mean, a quick one-line definition of what you call the Humanity Pact.
The Humanity Pact, it's a set of goals that enable, if we fulfill those goals, we achieve happiness. As I explained to you, we reverse engineer happiness. These goals are the accelerator for the achievement of the SDGs, going even further than filling in the blind spots.
All right, I'm going to ask you to perhaps, tweet it and use other social media to tag myself and SFM Radio with with that humanity pact as a tool for them to get to that happiness, right? Just lastly, in terms of, you brought a delegation, you mentioned, right?
Yes.
What has been your experience so far?
It was very positive because not only we were able to participate in several meetings prior to arriving with the track 5 or the SDGs track, but also being here, we were able to meet the people that we only knew online and get to establish new alliances. Our recommendations made it to the final communique,
Okay, well, that's
so
wonderful. Yeah,
that
yeah.
is good. And really, from here on, it's really strengthening our our unity
Okay.
and yeah.
And now, I mean, as you know, we are very much in the midst of G20, right?
Yes.
But of course, there are many people listening to us and like, this G20, does it work? What difference does it make? Why should we even have it? Huge costs in South Africa. They've got Trump saying, what do you want to say? Just in one line, I mean, why is the G20 important?
These type of events have the importance you want to give them. But if we don't take the space to take to any of those events and spaces our voices, we will be left out of the equation. So I understand. We have so many other problems. Why would they spend this money in these type of events? And when sometimes the recommendations that I made are not necessarily adopted. And knowing that we are going through a global cultural phase.
And there's a lot on that, yeah.
And so to be here, this is the first time the G20 is coming to Africa. I think it has the importance we want to give it to. I should say it.
Okay, let's leave it at that. Miriam Taylor,
Thank
spelled Myriam. People may Google you. Miriam Taylor, co-founder of Mushima, spelled Muxima, and then the Humanity Summit itself. Much appreciated, but feel free to just share it on social media platforms and tag us. We'll certainly share it as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Perfect.
you so much.
Thank you. Right,
Thank
now
you,
time for the
Ashraf.
news. Time for the news at 5.
Thank you, Ashraf. The top stories at this hour: South Africa launches digital tourism hub, and Mpumalanga municipalities fined for violating environmental laws. Good afternoon. I am Chanduko Ligege. The Smart Tourism Visitor Information Center has officially been launched at the R. Tambo International Airport in Gauteng. It is an interactive hub offering real-time information on South Africa's diverse tourism. Speaking at the launch, Tourism Minister Patricia de Lille says the initiative comes at the perfect time as the country welcomes G20 delegates and international visitors for the holiday season.
It's perfect that we launch it today. It's an information center, but different from the old one with a lot of brochures and paper. This is all digital. So it provides information and showcase all 9 provinces. What people can do in the 9 provinces. It deals with safety tips. If they don't want to do it on the big screen, they can scan the QR code on their phone and leave. So it's all digital.
Meanwhile, the Airports Company of South Africa's Jabulani Kambule says the Visitors Information Center is a milestone for AXA and the planning took about 6 months.
This is a very proud moment for us at AXA. The launch of this VIC, it provides us with lots of joy because on behalf of our passengers, on behalf of our local travelers, it provides a very safe, reliable, informative center about what our country has to offer. For us, it's key and it is exciting for us to have a facility like this, technologically advanced as it is, and in line with what the world out there is offering to the international public.
4 Mpumalanga municipalities have been fined hundreds of millions of rands for non-compliance with environmental laws in the province. The latest to be fined is the Emalahleni municipality with a penalty of 650 million rands after untreated sewage spilled into rivers, polluting water resources. Other municipalities fined are Dipaliseng, Gavenbeki and Msukaligwa. Provincial Coxter spokesperson Freddy Ngobe.
The department has noted the latest court ruling against the Malahlen local municipality and were assisting in that regard to ensure that they comply and they adhere to the outcome of the court. But in the bigger scheme of things, through our oversight, advisory support, and coordination with regulators, the Foxstar Water Services component assists municipalities in responding to these cases and implementing corrective measures to restore compliance. And of course, with other programs and working together with the municipalities, we are ensuring that we coordinate all our efforts to address to water services and sanitation issues, which are a basic constitutional requirement to be given by municipalities.
Northwest businessman Brown Mokgotsi has addressed the alleged attempt on his life in Vosloorus, Gauteng. Earlier this month, Mokgotsi survived an alleged assassination in Ekurhuleni, which saw his car being riddled in bullets. Mokgotsi is currently before the Matlanga Commission in Pretoria, where he is facing cross-examination.
Because people thought I'm a Superman, I'm trying to lie that I was moving like this inside in the riddle of bullets, whereas by luck, I don't know what happened. It was only one shot because those people followed me for so long. I thought they could not find me. When they saw my car, they fired a shot. I managed to drive because they were driving on a speed 10 left on that particular street. Fortunately, they passed to go and make a U-turn. That's when I ran for my life.
And scientists believe they have traced the origins of kissing, saying it dates back some 21 million years. The BBC's Victoria Gill has more details.
The mouth-on-mouth kiss is actually something of a biological puzzle with no obvious survival or reproductive benefits. So the Oxford University-led team gathered evidence of animals that kiss each other on the mouth and worked out their evolutionary relationship to each other and to humans. This revealed that kissing probably evolved in the last common ape ancestor of humans, chimps, and bonobos. The study suggested that Neanderthals probably kissed too, and that they may have smooched with modern humans when the two species lived alongside each other.
And a recap on the top story at this hour. The Smart Tourism Visitor Information Center has officially been launched at the R. Tambo International Airport in Gauteng. It is an interactive hub offering real-time information on South Africa's diverse tourism. For SAFM News, I am Chandrupo Ligege.
In sports this hour, CAF Awards take center stage tonight. Mostard's red card overturned. And in the business of sport, is SAFA in a risk of a transfer ban? More details at 5:30.
SAFM, guiding you through the rush hour traffic.
Good afternoon. Starting off in Gauteng, the R24 westbound in Edenvale queuing towards the N12 highway merge. The N3 southbound in Germiston has a crash before Elands interchange, causing some serious delays. And on the N4 westbound in Pretoria, a crash before the N1 highway. In KZN, the N3 westbound queuing towards Cliffdale, the M7 eastbound slow moving towards Belleville Road exit, and the N2 southbound has a crash and stationary truck after Spaghetti Junction. In Cape Town, on Eisleben Road in Mitchell's Plain, there's a fatal crash between Lavender Road and Snapdragon Road in the Woodlands area. Main Road northbound is slow moving at Clovelly, and the N2 outbound slow moving towards Bunga Avenue. With your traffic update, I'm Irma G.
If you think you cannot afford a lawyer, think again. Clientele Legal has made professional legal services affordable. You receive up to 745,000 Rand worth of legal services per year. Our range of plans include cover for you, your spouse, children, and extended family. Plans include cover for civil, criminal, and labor-related matters. Whether it's protection orders, gender-based violence, uncontested divorce, or poor service, your Clientele Legal lawyer will be there to assist you. Our services are convenient. Simply pick up the phone and call your lawyer or send us an email and we'll get back to you. All plans include a bail benefit of up to 5,000 Rand and we'll go to the police station and pay it for you. Plus, Clientele Legal offers you 24-hour telephonic legal advice. SMS SAFM to 32195. That's SAFM to 32195. Clientele General is an authorized FSP and licensed non-life insurer. T's and C's online. Standard rates apply.
The best of the good life is coming back in 2026. But first off, Billings, Jonathan, Fez, and myself reunite for a road trip to the top beaches in SA. Kraalbaai, Camps Bay, Boulders Beach, and Nature's Valley. Don't miss the Top Billing Reunion Special, Thursday 27th November at 7 p.m. with repeat Saturday 29th at 3 and Sunday the 30th at 1 p.m. S3, open up.
What's one more thing you can do for a child today? Could it be one clinic visit for their next vaccination?
Or say something that will really tickle my brain.
Maybe one healthy lunchbox snack to fuel their day.
Or say something that makes me feel good about myself.
Or one strong no to alcohol in your home.
Just one thing today could change our tomorrow. Visit holdmyhand.org.za.
The 19th Annual Chief Albert Luthuli Memorial Lecture will be delivered by the Director General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, on Thursday, the 20th of November 2025, from 4 to 7 p.m. at the MH Yusuf Hall, Westville Campus, University of KwaZulu-Natal. The theme for this year's lecture will be Reflecting on the Work of the World Trade Organization and its Global Impact. This will be a hybrid event streamed live on the University of KwaZulu-Natal's YouTube platform, as well as the Luthuli Museum Facebook page and YouTube channel. Tune in to the National Pulse with Ashraf Garda, coming to you live from the lecture. The annual Luthuli Museum Lecture is a partnership event between the Luthuli Museum, Luthuli Foundation, Department of Sport, Arts and Culture, and the University of KwaZulu-Natal. For more information, contact Zinhle Nyembe on 032 559 6824 or email profficer@luthulimuseum.org.za or Pam Adams on adamsp@ukzn.ac.za. Visit www.luthulimuseum.org.za. The National Pulse with Ashraf Garda on SAFM. You're listening to the National Pulse, weekdays 3 to 6 p.m.
Well, welcome back. Certainly the third hour of the show. We're speaking to you from Birchwood, where there's a hive of activity. There's lots of people, I can tell you now. And of course, we're speaking from the exhibition center, but there's the main plenary area, and then there's breakaway areas, and all of that, as you heard from the guests earlier on, is about crafting a clear declaration from the G20 Social Summit that goes into the G20 Leaders Summit or Leadership Summit proper over the weekend. And that is the hope and the expectation from just about everybody. Any thoughts and comments here about G20 specifically? Drop us a WhatsApp voice note, 0614 104 107. But I don't want to stop short of crossing to the Parliamentary Ad Hoc Committee. So let's do that right away. The voice you're going to hear is Senzo Mkunu's Chief of Staff, Cedric Nkabinde. Let's cross right over to the Parliamentary Ad Hoc Committee.
General Mkhonazi on the 2nd of January, when he was querying about the letter. Then he mentioned all other sorts of things that there will be fight back. If the minister is clean, we're going to take him while he was a premier. It was those things that General Mkhonazi alluded to me. Then on the 5th, General Mkhonazi sent me a WhatsApp message, the one that now is reflecting here in my statement. He forwarded me that message. Then I read it. Then he contacted me afterwards. He said to me, hey, you see what I got from Facebook? How do you think our conversation on the 2nd got outside? Because it was just two of us. Then I said, General, where do you get this thing? He said, I got it from Facebook. Then we started to deliberate. Do you think someone is listening to our phones? We were now deliberating. Then he said, hey, maybe someone is listening to us. That is where I come back to and say, hey, but General, I don't think someone was listening to us. because the content of this message is not correct. If someone was listening to our conversation, surely he would never leave out that there will be fight back. He will never leave out that if the minister is clean, we're gonna dig him. But all those things is not included here. In fact, I'm telling him on the recording, in fact, General, you did not say you will there will be a warrant of arrest. You never spoken anything about warrant of arrest, General. And again, you have never said the minister is a small boy. I can't remember you saying that. So what is going on now with this? And it's a conversation between two people. Now, I know for the fact, our conversation I never share with anyone. And it was a conversation between me and him. So now I started not to understand where does this message come from.
So you just recorded it and kept it for your own record?
Yes, that's okay. Let me record. In case something like this happen again, I will just show the recording.
But why did you previously then say, or Minister Nkunu said that he instructed you to record General Konazi because he was threatening you?
No, I was telling the sequence of events that after our conversation on the second with General Mkhwanazi, I informed the minister. Then the minister said, these are serious threats. You should consider recording him. That's what he said, the minister. But this time around in this one specifically, I'm not saying I would not comply with the suggestion of the minister at any stage. But this specific one, what prompted me is what General Mkhwanazi is giving me, which is now contradicting and distorted.
So is Minister Nkunu lying? Because Mr. Nkunu said that the recording that we know about was because of him instructing you to record General Nkunu.
No, he never instructed me. He gave an idea that you should consider recording him.
Immediately. So if the purpose, let me rather ask this. So the recording wasn't your idea, correct? It was the idea of Minister Nkunu.
Sorry?
Was the recording the idea of Minister Nkunu or was it your own idea?
No, it was my own decision.
See, again, discrepancy. That's not what Minister Nkunu testified before this House. So that's now the second discrepancy where Minister Nkunu or yourself, or General Konazi or yourself, so you're contradicting each other here. The person who benefits from this recording is the minister, not you, correct?
No, it was me.
How, let's rather say, you can't prove that this is the full unedited recording, can you?
It's not full?
Unedited recording, can you?
I can prove because it's me who recorded it. It's not edited.
And you knew that secretly recording someone without consent is a privacy violation, correct?
I knew that I'm not breaking any law if I'm part of that conversation.
But you can't just record someone without them knowing.
Yes, but I know that I'm not breaking any law. If I'm part of that conversation, I can record for so many reasons.
That's very interesting. I would say at least under the Poppy Act, at least. I mean, why would an honest official need to unlawfully conceal and record someone?
Yeah, if you have a conversation with someone, just two of you.
Yeah, but this is your boys' weekend, Fred.
And all of a sudden, he's coming with the distorted information.
No, but this is your boys' weekend, guy. Like you guys you're like brothers. The way you described it, I mean, you do naughty things together. That's what you told us.
Yes, but that was another thing. That how come he's coming back to me with a wrong message?
But wouldn't you confront him with that first and discuss that with him instead of just recording him for backup sake?
We discussed it. it was on record, but we were discussing it. That what do you think what is going on here? It's two of us. One of us leaked this thing, but my worry, the information is wrong. That was my only worry.
The information in
It's
the
wrong, yes. I don't want tomorrow, General Mkhwanazi said, he said something that he did not say, even himself, because this message contained things that General Mkhwanazi never said, even himself. So it's very dangerous now when this thing it will now as if I'm creating it. I want to have a bad name of Mkhwanazi. He's speaking, it's just two of us. And now the message comes back with the wrong information. What Mkhwanazi will think, he will think maybe it's me now, I'm lying, I'm exaggerating things that he never said.
Apologies for interrupting you. Why did you not previously tell us that that wasn't actually the recording there? Because what you're saying now, if I understand you correctly, is that the recording that we've heard part of is not actually an accurate recording. It's been altered. Is that correct?
It's not altered. The specific recording is not altered.
But you're breaking my brain here, because you just said that the one that he referred to that was on Facebook was not the real recording.
No, I'm not referring to the recording. He sent me a WhatsApp message purportedly to be our conversation on the 2nd.
You're listening to the National Pulse.
Right, what we're going to do, we will reconnect with the Parliamentary Ad Hoc Committee in just a moment. Just a reminder, this is the National Pulse. My name is Ashraf Garda. Thank you for connecting. We'll take some of your WhatsApp comments. As you know, a lot of what we're doing right now is built around the Parliamentary Ad Hoc Committee, the Madlanga Commission, as well as the G20 Social Summit. So feel free to add your voices to comments, and as soon as we can play them, we will do just that.
Clientele is here to safeguard you and your family with compassion because life happens. Be part of a family that truly cares. Our funeral dignity plans have helped South Africans bury their loved ones with dignity for more than 30 years. Let us help you create a meaningful tribute that honors your life and those of your loved ones. We pay out within 24 hours and you will get double accident cover with a clientele funeral plan. Our plans are affordable. Pick the option that suits your needs. Easy to apply, no medical examinations, and no paperwork. SMS SAFM to 48031. That's 48031. Clientele Life is an authorized FSP and licensed life insurer. T's and C's online. Standard rates apply.
So, you just switched to a different brand of kitchen appliances, and you're still preparing healthy food and drinks, preserving nutrients and using less fat while saving time. Of course you are, because you made a clever switch to Click Smart Life by Cambrook. Kitchen appliances designed for a healthier lifestyle with Click's trusted quality and great value. When you switch, it just clicks. Switch and save only at Clicks.
This season, make Christmas magic together with Spar and Super Savings. Like 80-gram Cadbury chocolate slabs. Buy any two for 34 Rand, plus 100 megs free data on Spar Mobile. Or 1.8-litre Dairy Made Country Fresh ice cream for 54.99, plus 150 megs free data on Spar Mobile. Prices valid from 10 to 23 November 2025. While stocks last. T's and C's apply.
X at SFM Radio and at Ashraf Garda.
Right, and back we go to the Parliamentary Ad Hoc Committee.
Okay. Thank you so much, Honorable Cameron, Mr. Cedric Nkabinde. It is for the first time since we started with our proceedings, Honorable Cameron, that you exhaust all the time allocated to you. This is the anniversary spirit. Keep it up. Thank you so much. Who is taking the microphone? Honorable Nomval. Is it you, Honorable Nomval? Yeah. It's now 23 minutes passed. Your time expires at 7 minutes before 6. Your time starts now.
No, thank you, Chair. No, maybe I must start by saying that with no attempt of trying to subvert the previous performance of the witness before us, but I think today is doing much better. I thought it's important that I make that statement.
Are you saying he has the helmet on his head?
Yeah. No, Mr. Ngabinde, you've been with IPIT since 2010, right?
Yes, correct.
I think you are going to be an asset to some of us because the obsession here is to drill down, and we want to trace back all these allegations so that we'll have an understanding of when they started to feature in the operations of SARS. Now, when General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi was here, when he was describing your relationship, he said that you guys started to be close when you had problems at IPIT. Apparently, you applied for a post for which you were not appointed, and that's how you got close to each other. Can you say something about that? Is it true? Was it a true reflection of what you know? If you want to make some additions, you are free to do so.
It is very correct that during my hardship from IPIT, General Mkhwanazi was a person supporting and next to me because he was not also in support of what is happening in IPIT when it comes to state capture. So now when I'm reporting this, he was also happy that someone could stand up against the state capture. So he is correct that I ran to him and share my frustration.
So, in your belief, were you unfairly treated when you were not appointed, or the processes were fair and you were excluded on merits?
The post that I was unfairly treated, when I left IPIT, then I was outside government. Then at some stage, there was a post advertised in the SAPS. Then I applied. When I applied for that post, I was invited for an interviews. Then I became number 1 to that post. I was recommended for the post. Then while I was waiting for an appointment letter, Paul O'Sullivan sent an email to the then National Commissioner, General Stoll. And in that email, he's saying, you dare appoint that man, Kabinde. And he copied me in that email. Then at the bottom of the email, he wrote to me, Kabinde, how do you think I would miss this? Because I told you I won't let my eyes off you. So that means, according to Paul O'Sullivan, I must suffer for the rest of my life while he's still alive. So that's what happened. And indeed, I was not appointed based on one email from Paul O'Sullivan. The way is so powerful.
Okay.
Can we just request SC, because he's now Honorable Nomvalo's time to ask questions. The camera can't locate him because he's sitting right behind you. It's just 1 minute, don't worry. Are counting your time in light years, not in minutes.
Can I proceed, Chair? Well, I forgot to ask you, should I address you as Mr. Nkabinde?
Yes.
I'm asking because the issue of titles is very important. Someone came in here as a professor. When we went for lunch, he was a doctor. When we finished, he was a Mrs. So it's very important that I capture your title uh, accurately. Now, you are saying Paul O'Sullivan wrote an email to the National Commissioner.
Yes.
Who is this Paul O'Sullivan? Because even General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, when he came here, he spoke about him. What is his interest in SAPS? Does he play any official role in SAPS?
He does not play any role in SALPS, but is in charge.
You're listening to the National Pulse.
And we just break from the ad hoc committee for the moment as we get to the news headlines. It's 5:30.
Good afternoon. The Chief of Staff in the Police Ministry, Cedric Nkabinde, has denied at the ad hoc committee in Cape Town that's investigating alleged threats to national security that he was part of a meeting that Northwest businessman Brown Mokgotsi had with Police Minister Senzo Mchunu. National Director of Public Prosecutions, Shamila Batoyi, says public interest should be taken into consideration when prosecuting matters brought before the courts. And the Smart Tourism Visitor Information Center has officially been launched at the R. Tambo International Airport in Gauteng. I'll be back with a full bulletin at 6 o'clock.
SAFM, guiding you through the rush hour traffic.
Good afternoon. Starting off in Gauteng, the R59 southbound in Alberton, slow moving towards Klip River Drive, the N1 southbound in Pretoria's stationary vehicle at Rigel Avenue, and the M1 southbound slow moving towards Crown Interchange. In KZN, the N3 queuing on the link to the N2 south at Spaghetti Junction, the M7 eastbound queuing towards Belleville Road exit, the M4 southbound as roadworks reported with traffic restrictions towards the N2 highway. In Cape Town, Van Riebeeck Road in Kuilsriver, slow moving at Stellenbosch Arterial Road. Highlands Drive in Mitchells Plain is closed east of AZ Berman Drive for bus lane construction works, and the N3 southbound queuing through Bishop's Court. With your traffic update, I'm Irma G.
This is SAFM Sports with Doming Khapele.
Well, in your sports this hour, the CAF Awards take center stage tonight with 4 South African representatives in Morocco flying that South African flag high. Mamelodi Sundowns goalkeeper Ronald Williams is a finalist in the Goalkeeper of the Year award category. Mamelodi Sundowns are against Pyramids FC and RS Berkane in terms of Club of the Year. Talon Smith is in the prestigious Young Player of the Year award category. And Mamelodi Sundowns ladies goalkeeper Anile Dlamini is up for the Women Goalkeeper of the Year award category. Then in terms of rugby, Springboks Franco Mostert's red card during the Springboks win over Italy has been overturned by a World Rugby Disciplinary Committee. According to reports, that committee found that the match officials had erred in issuing the card for his tackle on Italy fly half Paolo Babisi in the Box 32-14 win. Now, the disciplinary committee has therefore downgraded the 34-year-old Springbok Lock's red card to a yellow, and Mostert's legal team was reportedly very successful in proving that there was no contact with the head of the ball carrier. Then now for the business of sport.
This is SAFM Sports with Doming Khapele.
All right, as we know, every single Wednesday we talk all things business of sport with Cash and Sport CEO Nqobile Ndlovu. And just this week, actually, SAFA appeared before Parliament. And just to break down what actually happened in Parliament, Nqobile is just going to let us in. Nqobile, very good afternoon to you. I think first things first, why was SAFA back in Parliament again?
Safa was in Parliament yesterday because they were required to present their latest financial statements and also to answer to some questions which related to the VAR saga as well as the issue around the yellow card to Tebogo Mokoena, which resulted in being docked 3 points in World Cup qualification.
So let's start with their financial statement. How do they stand as a federation?
SAFA is in real financial trouble. Their liabilities far outweigh the revenues that they're generating. They've had some real challenges. The Parliament also asked questions with regards to the 5 million rand advance that was granted to SAFA at the end of last year. And they pointed out the fact that SAFA requires and needs a turnaround strategy, which apparently they are working on. But Parliament was quite concerned with state of the finances of SAFA at the moment.
Hmm. And I mean, this week there's been a lot of talk around VAR. A lot of people are happy. The federation, the sports minister has been saying finally it's here and there's teams that are being set up for VAR. But what was the word around VAR in Parliament, and why is there still so little clarity around it?
Yeah, there was a lot of clarity given yesterday in Parliament, and I think part of the issue has been the mixed communication with regards to what's going on. So the latest status on VAR is, contrary to popular to reports, there are 10 tenders which are being reviewed by SAFA at the moment. There's been no service provider that's been allocated this space. They're still at the point of trying to get a supplier and costing in order to figure out exactly how much it's going to spend. Parliament also was made aware that initial setup costs have not been decided yet, even though there were figures in the media around the cost of 5 million and so on, but that has not been decided yet. And then also to top it off, in terms of what the cost will be, in terms of the yearly cost and who's going to pay for it after year one, has also not been decided, although the minister has allocated a fee of about 85 million from the Department of Culture. It's not been decided yet who will pay for VAR going forward and whether they will buy the machinery or they will lease it in an agreement with whoever the service provider is. So there's still a lot of work to be done with regards to VAR, and whether we'll see it or not is I think it's very unlikely that we'll see it.
I mean, you're talking about this season. Just earlier this week, if not last week, they were saying that they're looking to start with the Nedbank Cup, and obviously that would mean that PSL somehow is involved. Do we know PSL's stand with regards to VAR? Are they working hand in hand with SAFA?
The PSL did appear in the parliamentary session. They were there for a very short time. The chairman of the PSL, Dr. Kozak, said PSL has not been involved in this VAR process, and they were informed at the end of September that VAR would be coming, but they have not been involved in the process. So my understanding of the situation is that PSL hasn't been part of the process, even though the referees would be operating in the PSL. This is more of a project which is being driven primarily by the Department of Sport, Arts and Culture, and people from SAFA were approached in September to form a VAR committee, and the project is more of a this Department of Sport, Arts and Culture project, and SAFA and the PSL are only getting involved now, which is also the reason why I'm saying I think it's unlikely that we will have it for this season, because they're only at the point now of starting to adjudicate tenders. They still have to appoint them, and they still have to install these pieces of technology in various venues. So there's a long way to go.
Sure, still touch and go with regards to VAR. And at one stage, I actually thought we're getting there, but I guess we'll see how things unfold. But before I let you go, I do understand that there's a call for an ad hoc inquiry. Um, is it true? And why could this lead to a transfer ban?
Yes, there was a call. There were two different calls. One for a parliamentary inquiry and one for a commission of inquiry initially from the Speaker of Parliament, and a separate call for an ad hoc inquiry from all the members within Parliament. That could lead to a transfer ban because, as we know, FIFA's rules and regulations, especially with regard to government interference, one of the calls was for the team manager, Mr. Vincent, to be held account, and the fact that SAFA has not held him to account and has essentially said that the case is closed. Parliament called for that case to be reopened and for him to actually be held account. And if that comes to pass, that could be seen as political interference, which could essentially court a transfer ban from FIFA. So we have to be careful with what happens here.
Sure. I guess we'll just have to wait and see how things pan out. But Mobile, it's always great picking your brain with regards to this. That is Cash and Sport CEO Mobile Ndlovu just talking about all the issues around SAFA, VAR, and is that ad hoc inquiry going to happen? We are yet to see. With that said, that's it from our side in terms of business of sport and myself, Tumin Khapele. Modimo.
Clientele is here to safeguard you and your family with compassion because life happens. Be part of a family that truly cares. Our funeral dignity plans have helped South Africans bury their loved ones with dignity for more than 30 years. Let us help you create a meaningful tribute that honors your life and those of your loved ones. We pay out within 24 hours and you will get double accident cover with a clientele funeral plan. Our plans are affordable. Pick the option that suits your needs. Easy to apply, no medical examinations, and no paperwork. SMS SAFM to 48031. That's 48031. Clientele Life is an authorized FSP and licensed life insurer. T's and C's online. Standard rates apply.
Steadies understands that victory in their own backyard is highly important before the going gets tough on foreign soil. While the Congolese Giants want to kick off their group stage campaign on a high note. This is the CAF Confederation Cup encounter. Stellenbosch FC versus AS Otoho. This Sunday, 23 November at 2:30 p.m. Live on SABC Plus and SABC One. Then on SABC radio stations at 3 p.m. Proudly brought to you by SABC Sport.
Access to the internet is vital for any country to grow. That's why the recent 6.75 billion rand digital infrastructure deal that Standard Bank Corporate and Investment Banking facilitated between Telkom and an Actors-led consortium is so transformational for South Africa. It unlocks growth and provides internet access to underserved communities who will now have access to the internet for the very first time. Search CIB Stories of Impact to watch the full story.
Standard Bank is an authorized FSP and registered credit provider. T's and C's apply.
Economic news on SAFM. Facts and figures you can count on.
And those facts and figures are brought to you by Jimmy Muyaha. You have the show coming up from 6 to 7. But what's top of the agenda now, Jimmy?
Good afternoon, Ashraf. Good afternoon to the listeners. As you have been keeping an eye on G20 developments from Birchwood, I have been doing the similar things from the B20 perspective at the Sandton Convention Centre. So I spent the day on that side of the world, and we're going to be reflecting on the G20 as it currently stands. We've got a special conversation with the chair of the Africa Expert Panel of the G20, who's also the former finance minister of South Africa, in Mr. Trevor Manuel. We're going to get his thoughts around what this G20 means for South Africa, for Africa, and indeed for the world. Then we have a conversation with the team at Allan Gray, taking a look at finding value and opportunity in the current market. And then we've got our usual executive lounge segment that we have on a Wednesday. And we've also got results out of Southern Sun. The Southern Sun team delivered their 6-month update for the first 6 months of their new financial year. We're going to get a sense of what is ticking in that business and what they've been doing to drive revenues up by about 5% at this stage in the year. So that's what's coming up on the show a little later on. Before we get to those conversations, a sense of what's been happening in the markets. Markets have had a much better day than yesterday. Yesterday was a sea of red, with virtually no market from an equity perspective finishing in the green. Today seemed almost like a reversal of that and a rebound of that. Locally, the resources sector was up 4.7%, financials up about 0.1%, industrials up 0.25%, but the all share up 1.4%, the top 40 up 1.5%. The resource stocks also, or rather commodities counters, doing their part as well. $4,120 a fine ounce is the gold price at the moment. Brent crude price below $63 at $62.90. Silver price $52 an ounce. Platinum $1,576 and palladium $1,415 odd a fine ounce there. If we're looking at currency movements, the rand virtually unchanged from where it was this time yesterday. We're around 17.19 yesterday. We're at about 17.18 today. But the price of a Bitcoin is significantly lower. We're down at $90,000 a Bitcoin. We were at 93,000 at one stage. And as I said yesterday, we broke below that 1.6 million rand level from a Bitcoin perspective. We're now at 1.56. We're heading towards 1.5 million rand for a Bitcoin, if not below that. Market's still not very confident on the crypto side at the moment. But the other rand movements, the rand against the British pound is at 22 rand 50 cents. 1 euro would set you back 19 rand 86. 1 Australian dollar 11 rand and 13 cents. International markets also showing some signs of recovery, bit of a mixed bag on Asian market side of things, with the Shanghai index, the only market really in the green, up 0.1%. European markets were largely in the green, with the exception of the FTSE that was down about 8 basis points, so basically flat there. The Nasdaq in the US is up 1.5% at the moment, and the S&P up 1%. These markets obviously will be trading into the evening. We're going to get a sense of what's been driving some of these market movements and what continues to drive some of the market movements with Sasfin Wealth's David Shapiro. He joins me on markets a little later on. I want to get his thoughts as well around how markets are reacting to some developments. We got inflation data out of South Africa today. We know we've got an interest rate decision happening tomorrow. So we have quite a bit to look into when we come back a little later on. But of course, that comes up after the 6 p.m. news. For now, Ashraf, back to you.
Oh, perfect. Thanks for that, Jimmy. Yeah, 6 to 7 is when Jimmy takes over for a full hour.
If you think you cannot afford a lawyer, think again. Clientele Legal has made professional legal services affordable. You receive up to 745,000 rand worth of legal services per year. Our range of plans include cover for you, your spouse, children, and extended family. Plans include cover for civil, criminal, and labor-related matters. Whether it's protection orders, gender-based violence, uncontested divorce, or poor service, your Clientele Legal lawyer will be there to assist you. Our services are convenient. Simply pick up the phone and call your lawyer or send us an email and we'll get back to you. All plans include a bail benefit of up to 5,000 rand and we'll go to the police station and pay it for you. Plus, Clientele Legal offers you 24-hour telephonic legal advice. SMS SAFM to 32195. That's SAFM to 32195. Clientele General is an authorized FSP and licensed non-life insurer. T's and C's online. Standard rates apply.
48 nations, one dream.
The FIFA Under-17 World Cup hits Qatar and Mzansi's Amajimbos are in the fight.
It's game on everywhere. From 3 to 27 November, catch the action live on SABC Plus, SABC Radio, and SABC TV.
Download SABC Plus now. Stream, listen, watch.
SABC Sport, for the love of the game.
It's Black November at MTN. A whole month of great deals. Get a 100 gig MTN mobile internet Ruby plan, now just 319 per month for 12 months. And for just 20 Rand extra per month, add a 4G pocket router and connect up to 10 devices. Plus get a free 10 gig startup bundle, redeemable on the MTN app. So don't miss out. Visit an MTN store or mtn.co.za now. T's and C's apply. Today, we make moves. MTN.
The 19th Annual Chief Albert Luthuli Memorial Lecture will be delivered by the Director General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, on Thursday, the 20th of November 2025, from 4 to 7 p.m. at the MH Yusuf Hall, Westville Campus, University of KwaZulu-Natal. The theme for this year's lecture will be Reflecting on the Work of the World Trade Organization and its Global Impact. This will be a hybrid event streamed live on the University of KwaZulu-Natal's YouTube platform, as well as the Luthuli Museum Facebook page and YouTube channel. Tune in to the National Pulse with Ashraf Garda, coming to you live from the lecture. The annual Luthuli Museum Lecture is a partnership event between the Luthuli Museum, Luthuli Foundation, Department of Sport, Arts and Culture, and the University of KwaZulu-Natal. For more information, contact Zinhle Nyembe on 032-559-6824 or email profficer@luthulimuseum.org.za or Pam Adams on adamsp@ukzn.ac.za. Visit www.luthulimuseum.org.za. The National Pulse with Ashraf Garda. weekdays 3 to 6 p.m.
Okay, we're going to let's call it the home run of the show today, coming from the G20 Social Summit at Birchwood. But I know you have lots to say, and I need to hear what you have to say. So let's get to the voice notes first.
Hi, good afternoon, Sure. You can see what kind of ministers South Africa has. How can the whole minister befriend somebody like this gentleman? You can tell he doesn't know white from black. Now you ask yourself, we do have the whole minister communicating with somebody like this. Honestly, nobody will take SA seriously. Silo SA.
Good afternoon, Ashraf and the SAFM listeners. This is Alfred Garda at Bizana in the Eastern Cape Province. Ashraf, I'm waiting for the big day. The big day is when Senzo Mchunu will be appearing on Madlanga Commission. Thank you, Ashraf and the SAFM listeners. Thank you. This is Alfred Garda at Bizana.
Ashraf, here as of the station. Ashraf, help me, man. What is the story about our king, Zulu king? Because now I hear his name is coming, king of the Zulus, king of the Zulus. What is happening? A spy. What is the spy for? Tusi from Inanda, bye.
Thanks for that, Tusi. Look, I don't know enough right now to comment, but let's find out more maybe tomorrow to get an update on that story. As far as the others, I mean, I hear what you're saying about what type of ministers do we have. You know what? I mean, this has knocked the confidence out of many people's, well, their confidence in leadership in South Africa, if they already didn't lose it before. And therefore, it needs all the political leaders of the different political parties to come back, fight back quickly to regain confidence. Otherwise, you lose the electorate, and that's not good enough at all. Right, here's some more voice notes.
Good afternoon, Ashraf. Ashraf, I'm just worried about Mr. Mohammed. I mean, like, majority of us, ordinary citizens, feels or believes that Mr. Mohammed is lying. What more about the commissioners? What are the commissioners thinking? Or maybe you just gave him a fair chance to finish up his testimony and his cross, what do you call it, that cross questioning or whatever they call it. But the guy is not mature. The guy is like lying.
Good afternoon, Ashraf and SAFM listeners. Mohoti told one truth, that he is an ANC member. He did not deny it. Then what do you expect? Thanks, Lucien Gauteng.
Hi, afternoon, Ashraf. It's Petros here in Durban. I don't remember. There's a guy who was asking on Monday, that's why these MP and all those brown mafiosi, they are not just being arrested, just like one of us, just like any other South African citizen. Why they have to delay and they have to confess, they have to. But if it was me, 2 minutes I'm in jail, locked up.
Okay, I hear you. And by the way, talking about being in jail or being in court, there's news now that Malusi Gigaba is to step aside from his ANC responsibilities following his recent appearance in court. So that is a breaking story. But there's more from you. Let's hear it.
Afternoon, Ashraf. You know, this Mohan Mukhosi guy, he's taking us for granted. Yesterday, he clearly said that Mr. Tele knew that Ket Matala was John Wick. Today, the same question, when he's being asked, did you know that Ket Matala is John Wick? No, he doesn't know that. This guy is just taking us for right, man. The guy who just spoke now, this guy, immediately is done with this cross-examine. The police must be outside and arrest this guy. He's just taking us for granted. Thank you, Ashraf.
Ashraf, I know you know what? If maybe these people they know that the consequences of this, they know that they're not going to like maybe be spot free. They will be serious even when like they interrogate them. They cannot like maybe doing as if like maybe they're like community meeting or maybe friend meeting at the time. They will be serious. What do you think?
Hey, Ashraf and all the SFM listeners, good afternoon. Well, Ashraf, SC, South Councilman, as Brown Mukhosi, for the purposes of your work as an agent, you may lie under oath. There, I thought Ashraf Mukhosi has been shot by a bullet. Well, that's the way it is, Ashraf. That's Andile from Stakesbury in the Eastern Cape. Yes, to borders.
All right, there we are. Thanks for that, Andile. Again, a cross-section of opinions and views. There's not much time to comment about that, but I hear you. Let's get to some of the others because we're going to conclude the show with just getting as many comments as possible from wherever you may be, all around, Dorothy cities, neighborhoods, anywhere else. I certainly want to hear what you have to say. In fact, before we do that, in terms of voice comments, let's get some calls. We have Kandisa. Hello, Kandisa.
Afternoon, Atrash. How are you?
I'm very good indeed. Thanks. Go for it.
Yeah, good. Atrash, us as South Africans, we are very quick to judge. The commission is still working this issue of criminality that is happening in our country. Now, the they must give the commission a chance so that they must do their findings and recommendations. You see, they're not correct when somebody says, it's like stepping on the no, I'll speak otherwise. Now, these other people, they are saying their part. Now, we can give them the commission will give us a recommendation what's supposed to happen. You see, that people because the court of law.
Well,
You
look, that
understand,
part I
Madam
agree.
Atrash?
I do I understand, and I mean that is why we can form opinions, but we can't convict.
Anyone to come and steal or do anything wrong. ANC is a movement of the people. People, they must understand ANC never send anyone to go and steal. Thank you, Atrash.
All right, thank you. You've certainly been very, very clear in terms of what your position is on that one. But I mean, you're right. You can voice your opinion. You can, I suppose, pass judgment, but you can't convict. You can't convict on the basis of what we've heard. That's the point. Right, there's more voice notes.
Hi Ashraf, it's Simpiwe here. I think Ran Mokhotsi, he comes out as a very dodgy character in terms of how he's conducting himself in that inquiry. And I think the more he denies things and the more he talks, he's actually entangling himself and he's going to find himself in a corner where he cannot get out. I think it's best. I hear people say maybe he must not continue to talk. But myself, I think he must be given that opportunity so that he can entangle himself out through all these things that is busy denying, which I will end up honoring you. Thank you, Ashraf. Yeah.
Okay, there we are.
A very good afternoon to you, Ashraf. From where I'm sitting, I'm still trying to figure out why President Cyril Ramaphosa is reluctant and dilly-dallying to fire Minister of Police Senzo Muchono, since Senzo has stepped aside from all the ANC political activities. President Ramaphosa must be brave, take a decisive actions, fire Senzo Muchunu. Swetisinyolo in Mafefe Limpopo. Thank you, Ashraf.
Okay. Well, bravery. Yeah. Listen, but you know, there has to be processes, isn't it? So it sounds like they dilly-dallying. I don't know. Let this commission play its course, and then we'll see what happens. Maybe there's time for one or two more WhatsApp comments. Let's play them.
Hi, Ashraf. Louis from Pretoria. Look, man, I did ask this question before, and I will ask again. Do we really want to listen to Brown Mokgotsi? And for what reason? Because this guy is not employed by the South African Police Service. He's not employed by the government of South Africa. So this guy, he was supposed to be interviewed in a police station or somewhere, not in the commission, not in the commission. That one I disagree.
Okay, got that. Let's do this. We got time for one last caller. Imbona in Mahikeng. Hello, Imbona.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Right. What's your point?
Yes, my point is about G20. The economic global policies need to be reformed in order to address the issues of an equal society of us and unemployment. Because you see, 50% of the world gold reserves is in our country, is here in South Africa. And I'm very disturbed to hear that the Brexit program is not included into many programs of the G20, which I don't understand because majority of the people in this country is blacks, which is 81% of the population. So why Black Business Forum is not included into the main programs of the G20?
Okay, why is it not included? But listen, I mean, you know, G20 is not just for South Africa. It's a global. It's global. It's a global platform that caters for the needs of the entire world. We're going to leave it at that. That's the G20 Social Summit. I know. I think Kathy will be coming from here again tomorrow morning. So listen out for that. But from us, it's goodbye. Tomorrow, by the way, we're going to be at UKZN Westville campus for the Chief Albert